send the top 4 around. Nothing better than the oval track days and going around with your left arm out the window holding that checkered flag. Schoon Marrow, father and son combo there. Dad Allen, Gagnon. I don't know who's in with Booker, but your late class champion. Then we got, looks like either Rouse or Hogan, probably John Hogan with Brian Peters in the UMI Camaro.
What a sight, Ramey. Currently, arguably the 4 fastest guys in the nation riding around the track.
There's a good chance of it. The other 11 from each division are no slouches either. When you have like the top guys all within a second of each other in the top 12, that's pretty awesome. Booker trying out the turbo.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends among those other 11 in each class, and heard a lot of strategy going on as I was up and down the pits and talking to some folks. And yeah, there's a lot of other hopeful folks that this will be a different situation at the end of the night.
Here's a good shout out. Brian Peters in the UMI Camaro. Conklin Racing Engines, built about 10 miles from here from our good buddy John Conklin, former KTEC employee, now building a lot of dirt engines and the 427-inch LS in the UMI Camaro that Peters put on the pole in mid-model. So shout out to local engine builder and good friend John Conklin, CRE Conklin Racing Engines in Morrisdale, Pennsylvania. A lot of you people on the hill in the stands may even know old Giraffe. Good stuff under the hood from him.
He definitely knows what he's doing. That car's pulled hard on the straights all weekend. The results show them for themselves.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to pay respect to our nation with the national anthem from our good friend Ryan Lauer, who fantastic driver in his own right, also national caliber singer. He's going to honor the flag with the singing of the national anthem.
You think this guy's got a voice, you should look at him. He's prettier than he is great singer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please rise as you are able, and men, please remove your hats. Service members, please render your salute. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now that is a way to start a shootout. Thank you, Ryan. Good job, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to get fired up here. Man, JB, that was incredible.
If you weren't excited before, you really should be now.
He gets it done. I've seen him sing at hockey games and baseball games, and just he does it all over the county, right? But man,
Right.
he's national quality.
Oh, awesome job, no doubt.
Okay, I see Peters and Hogan there getting some pictures of the pole position flag with mid model. Couple cool dudes right there. We've been saying all weekend long, JB, about all the cool folks here. All 130 drivers competing at King of the Mountain are what we call cool people, male and female. Just a bunch of great racers.
If there was a race for like the nicest people, I think it would be a 130-way tie.
That is 100%
awesome
true.
Group of folks. Man, I'm excited. Are you excited about this? I can't wait to see it happen.
I'm pretty excited, JB.
For the folks that was here visiting all day watching some of the earlier runs, you know what to expect. But, folks, I'm here to tell you this has been a dogfight all day long. You're really getting ready to see a show right here, some great racing. As I'm listening on the radio, I hear we're just moments away from getting this thing started. All these guys, I can go ahead and tell you from being there, they're the ones that's about to go out now, their class, they're getting in, getting strapped in, trying to get their head right. But there's a lot of pressure involved in this shootout. You don't have multiple chances to get this right. You've got to go out and get it done. So these guys are taking this time to get around their car, get around their people, get in that quiet space that they got to get into, get this thing sorted out. I know that they're already driving this course over and over and over in their head, just preparing for their turn to go out. This is as high-level autocrossing as it gets, really. Everybody in this field, though, I can assure you, is they know how to get it done. That's why they're in there.
JB, we got 121 people on the live stream already. We threw people a loop with the rain here, but it's still pretty awesome to have 1,000 people here on the grounds and 121 watching.
Yeah,
we got Jeff Darbig on the commentary. Darbig's been in the shootout before. Might have even won his class, not sure. Remember Jeff Darbig in the Fox Body Mustang? Right. No business being as fast as he is, but he did it. Yeah, pretty awesome. I got a shout out for Steve Wilson. I want to hear Corn Dog Corner for the drinking game, so we're going to corn dog the crap out of it.
You better hold on. Just to get you guys started, corn dog, corn dog, corn dog.
There you go. Oh, Bisher says shout out to the second best JB, James Bisher watching.
The other JB.
Green Light Filming's here watching live at Black R Motorsports Park in Superior, Wisconsin.
Back on, I'm JB. Bisher made me the other JB.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to say he is the man.
Bisher's fast.
Oh, no doubt. Well, he went on to win that night.
Yep.
On my 80 cone night.
Yep. Yepper. Morgan Taylor's on there. Smoko, what's up, Ramey? Watching Arizona, cheering for Hogan Towing Contingent and Brian in the UMI Camaro.
Ramey, it looks like we're getting real close. Good friend of mine, Brian Pico, getting ready to stage up here. I know Pico's excited about being in this thing. I'm excited for Pico being in this thing.
Yeah, Pico staged up. Chief starter Jake Shannon getting ready to launch him here. We'll do one car for a timing test, then we'll start sending them a little quicker. Pico's car, if you love the paint color, it's because of Tanya, his wife, is a super excellent paint color picker person.
We know she had a lot to do with him being here. He was a little bit off the pace there on the first day, and Tanya brings him to the side, has a little talk with him. If you'll remember, he picked up a ton and passed a lot of cars on that next lap. So shout out to the fairest of Picos.
Got Caleb and Holly McManus on the live stream.
Hi, Caleb and Holly.
JB, you're a popular guy. Everyone loves you. Someone wanted to shout out Travis Patterson and Tony Garrett. Loving a great race to JJ Mulrich. We love JJ too because UMI and Viking.
I've chased that guy all weekend trying to get an autograph, Ramey, and I'm still yet to get it. I got face-to-face with him, and he just kind of laughed at me. I think maybe I'm not worthy of that.
This event's missing some luster, but luster is there. Just giving crew chief support to Aaron Shue, the driving Shue. They made the decision to put Shue in the shootout, so Aaron Shue going to be participating in the shootout. Luster is going to be providing tuning and driving support.
You know, that's probably a tough decision. Both those guys were flying in that car.
Yeah, there's no slouch out of those two, that's for sure.
So Ramey is the tech guy between us, and he's moved us up to the front row here. That way he can peck on the computers. I'm barely qualified to read off of them, but this guy does a good job running them for us. You know, Ramey, as I stand here and I look down, I think, man, Pico, I'm pulling for you. But it's like there's nobody in the 48 that I'm not pulling for. You know, most all these guys are pretty tight friends. Which is one of the reasons I think UMI is so great, because that's just the way it is. Everybody is pretty close friends here.
100% true there, Showtime. You've had, I'm going to say 20 or 30 people pumped that you're here, as am I. So pretty awesome stuff from Showtime, JB Boyer.
Man, I do appreciate the support that I've got for doing this. It makes stepping out of the car for a while not feel so bad. I've really enjoyed my time here this weekend, and I can't believe how welcomed I've been into this new role that I've took on. And Pico's away.
Here we go, Brian Pico. So track may look a tiny bit dusty, but we'll see how Pico can do here.
Well, right now he is on that throttle, Ramey. Pico looking good so far. On the transition down into the infield, Pico going into the carousel, still doing a pretty good job, looks like. Just now passing Corn Dog Corner, does an excellent job.
Looks pretty composed there so far, JB. I haven't seen a cone yet on Aerial Jim PA's monitor here, so that's good.
So far, looks
Rips
like a clean
gear
run,
on that
right?
sequential. Cranks are down the hill.
And the big run home. Brian Pico, ladies and gentlemen, nice run for Pico.
Looks like a nice clean run.
Looks like we've got a 55.912 for Brian Pico. I'm sure the Pico fan club and family's happy about that one. I hear them yelling for him right now. Yeah,
Ding.
proud group of folks. They should be, Ramey. Nice opening run for Brian Pico.
Dinger on the line right now, Sean Aldinger.
Oh, man, here's another great guy, great driver, beautiful 69 Camaro. I've had the pleasure of competing with this guy on more than one occasion. True sportsman and gentleman to go along with it.
Man, he gets behind the wheel, though. Look out.
Oh, there's no doubt. He is a terror behind the wheel. Aldinger away, banging that sequential.
He's not cutting her any slack there, JB.
No, sir. He's letting her eat, as they would say. Dinger looking good so far. Coming in, going to make that hard transition onto the infield. Clears everything nicely. Making it down, running into the carousel, puts the nose on the ground, makes it out clean. Now a hard run toward Corn Dog Corner. There's a bump right there that really upsets the car. You got to get just right. Dinger looked great doing it.
Josh Jones, Operational Speed Supply, watching from home. We thank Josh for sponsoring Late Model Division. We'll be talking more about Josh and OSS Parts later in the broadcast. Dinger up the hill, makes the kink.
Man, Aldinger showed up to race, folks.
Nice clean shift through the finish.
55.072. Nice lap. This is why these guys are there, though. I mean, our first two passes have been pretty spectacular already. How about Jeb Scott? All weekend long in the beautiful 63 Vet of Uncle Ron's. Man, he's really turned some good times. He's been right in the thick of things all weekend, and he's off.
Jeb Scott in the beautiful 63.
You'll hear that sequential banging again. Oh, gets a little tail happy.
In the split window, doing it justice. Hangs the back end, but clean so far.
Oh, nice drive for Jeb so far. You do realize that's a real true 63. It's not been made up. That's a real split window car that's racing out there.
Yep, and that is Jeb's first time in the finals here at the Turn 1 shootout. So pretty cool for a not so old guy.
Through Corn Dog Corner. In. Oh, the bump got him a little bit. Did you see him get squirrely there, Ramey? You know, these guys don't drive this like it's a true collector classic. Man, they beat on that car like it's a race car. Watch him go.
We'll hear him rip a gear here on the front stretch in the sequential. No, he keeps her on the limiter.
Nice run by Jeb Scott, 54.722. New fastest man on the field. He's still showing the old 63 can get it done. A-plus powder coating, Bob Bertelson. Another fierce competitor, good friend of mine. I've fought it out with him many times. This guy, also a good competitor. Guarantee you Bob holds nothing back on this run.
We're actually here in the Viking live stream in A-plus powder coater's early model.
You know,
namesake.
Bob, a previous winner in his class.
He is a class champion here at King of the Mountain.
Bob making that hard turn down onto the infield. Going to make a charge to the carousel. Smooth through the carousel. Now he's going to make his run at Corn Dog Corner. Let's see if that bump affects him any. Handles it nicely. Going to make a hard left to get back on the back straight. Bob looking good so far. He's going to clear the cones, take off for the long run to the finish. Former class champ, Bob Bertelson. 55.117. Nice clean lap for Bob.
Tony Garrett, last year's hero, made it deep into the field. Starter Jake Shannon launches him.
Man, another guy that's performed just really great all weekend long here. You're probably getting ready to see why. Navigating the cones great through the backstretch. Going to make a run down, getting ready to go across the transition, get down on the infield. Everything looking good for Garrett so far. Navigating the carousel turn. Took it very tight, looking good, nice and clean. Headed for the corner, the corn dog corner. Crosses over. Now he's going to make the hard left to climb back on the banking. Clean run so far. He can exercise the car a little bit here, stretch it on out. Got to woe it up for this box here. That's a trouble spot for a lot of folks, but Garrett does it nicely, making that long run home now.
JB, you've driven here before. How hard is it to pull down in turn 4 to get under that last cone?
Oh, man. So you're excited if you do make a clean run, which I rarely did because I'm the cone guy. But
yeah, that one time.
If you do get there, man, oh, man, it's really hard because you think you've made it and you're just not quite there yet. Ron Scott having mechanical issues earlier. I know he and Smitty's worked on that car. If they've got it right, he's going to be one to watch, Ramey. This guy's fast in a brand new car.
Real Greenwood body Corvette on a SpeedTech chassis built by Smitty's Custom Auto, one of our fine sponsors over on the billboards.
It won the Dan Baker Award this weekend, right?
Alumacraft Street Rod Grills presenting a Design Excellence Award, and probably a shoe-in this year. Freaking thing's awesome. And my little paper here says Ron Scott, Troutville, Virginia, LS7. With a 7-speed DCT, right?
That's exactly right. So he's pulling it down right there, going to get around these cones. Here's where it's so hard for me to pull down. Ron does it flawlessly, making the run home.
Man, he grabbed that gear.
Man, what a run, folks. 55.501. So far, he's the fastest guy to make a pass out here.
Chris Mulberry in the 73, the big tire killer.
You talk about a hard driving guy. This is him. Tough to beat, fierce competitor. Chris Mulberry, raced with him a lot. This guy cuts nobody any slack, folks. You'll watch him. It'll be a hard break to turn down onto the infield. This guy drives in anger. I really love his style. We're a lot alike in that. Mulberry navigating the carousel, looking good. Maybe goes a little wide on exit, heading to Corn Dog Corner. He crosses the bump, great, no problems, making that hard left to get up onto the backfield.
JB, we know side pipes rule. Nice to see Mulberry here in the shootout yet again.
Now watch this turn in. See, this guy just has no fear, drives in anger, Ramey.
There you go.
Make the long run home. Nice clean pass by Chris Mulberry. 55.501. I believe we're tied for number 1. Real close, has to be close. Chris Mulberry, folks. Steve Ike, 65 Chevy 2. Another guy, he's in and out of that top spot all weekend here.
Steve Ike, Honda engineer by day.
And a wicked bad race car driver by weekend.
He actually drives Daytona for Honda of America Racing Team in the Pro Division.
I can understand why. I've seen him drive out here, Ramey. This guy, he's something else.
One time through the middle, we actually had to tell him we were scared. Like from watching him, just edge of, it's crazy. So
yeah.
Ike in the 92, crew chief Austin Ike down there. Ike's dad's here, so father, son, grandson racing here at UMI Motorsports Park. What could be better? LS7 Power from Raymond, Ohio. And he's also has a sponsor, Smitty's Custom Auto. So thanks to Smitty's for some of the help on that car.
Man, if it says Smitty, it says fast, I do believe. There's a lot of help from Smitty on these cars out here. Looks like we're about to make the call to go. And he gets the wave, so it's up to Steve when to go here. And we're off. Hard left onto the course. On the limiter as he passes the first slalom cone.
Ike debuted the Chevy 2 about 2 years ago. Long time running the UMI equipped Cornermax S10. Still runs it though.
Right.
That thing's blazing fast, and so is the Chevy 2. He thought he had a better chance of making it through the field in the Chevy 2 though. Here
Really
at UMI's King of the Mountain.
Really nice turn through the carousel, man. He was tight, short way around. Probably see the same thing right here. Backside's it just a little, mostly the short way around though. Going to stretch her out down the backstretch now.
Viking equipped for Steve Ike. Dad and son watching from the infield.
And
watching Ike power through the finish.
Oh, and a great run. Looked clean, 54.296. We've not seen a bad pass yet, Ramey.
No, hearing from the peanut gallery for
So Larry Wolf and the iconic 66 Ford Mustang on course now. Really a great driver. Going to be a smooth lap out of this. Smoother than you're used to watching this car go, but still yet wicked fast, Ramey.
LS7 power. Still has the Mike Meyer suspension on it, probably some JRI shocks.
Wolf.
A little bit of carbon fiber.
Wolf charging down to the carousel.
And without, we should give a shout out to the previous car owner, Ken Edwards, president of camping operations here at UMI Motorsports Park.
Ken Edwards, in my opinion, if there's ever a Hall of Fame for UMI, Ken Edwards should be the #1 inductee.
Inaugural, perhaps. I agree.
Wolf taking it to the outside of the cones. Now he's got to duck it down. All looks good for Wolf, making a charge to the finish.
That gear change was nice and clean for Wolf as well.
Nice clean run, 55.97, I think. My eyes are bad, folks. That's another reason I'm talking instead of driving. Another man we've watched pull off some really nice laps all week long.
Mike Hogate.
Yeah, he's just about to get the point to go. You'll see him make that hard left-hander up onto the field, and then watch this guy go. Another one of these smooth as fast things. It kind of looks like he's just riding until the clock ticks.
Yeah, Hogate won on both coasts. He's a San Diego CAM-T champ. Back-to-back East Coast CAM-T titles, and won the 2024 Bristol Pro Solo. So win a Pro Solo is a pretty big thing in the SCCA world. So Hogate doing pretty awesome. Has some cool sponsors, including Willwood. So we don't have a brake sponsor yet here at UMI. Shout out to Willwood. No hints.
So from previous announcing we did, I get a text from the peanut gallery about Bob not being a good competitor. So he's tough. He's tough. Hogate out. Handling the slalom with the precision that he's showed all weekend so far. Making a run down here on the backstretch. You'll see him make the hard left-hand turn into the infield. Looking great so far. Going to charge his carousel.
See a Facebook message from good buddy Mike Goodman. Usually runs in the mid-model class. Had a previous engagement with his kids at baseball today. Family first. Still awesome to have Mike Goodman checking in with us. Says, let's go Larry Wolf. Shout out to Larry Wolf and the Mustang.
Hogate sounded like a little limiter right there. Going to the outside of the cones. Going to have to pull her down right here. Now he's going to make that hard charge to the finish line.
I'll tell you what, JB, Hogate's been smooth all weekend.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. It's like when the clock ticks, he's like, man, that was fast.
Okay, we got 3 more to go, or 2 more actually. This is Jeffrey Scott II, part of the Scott family Corvette dynasty. Chief starter Jake Shannon lets him go.
Jeff Scott going to make a C3 do work right here. This is a young guy that's a real hard charger, folks. You'll see this C3 do some work right here.
So the crazy thing about this, JB, 12 cars down to 6. If you're not in the top 6, bye-bye.
Right. That's what I'm telling you, the pressure. It's unbelievable knowing what you're racing against, man. The best of the best. Scott charging down to Corn Dog Corner. Smooth through there, going to make the hard left-hand transition up onto the backstretch. Now, through the box clean, going to the high side here. Now going to make that charge to the finish. Nice clean shift. 54.573 for Jeff Scott. Pass over pass. All these guys are just proving why they're here. And now your pole position, I guess you would say, the fastest guy through all the qualifying here. The Schoonamaker car out on the track. These guys built and drive this car. Drive it hard, they do. Making a push here, clearing the cones, going to make the left hand down onto the transition into the infield.
Alan and Adam Schoonmaker, father and son combo. Nothing better than father and son racing here at UMI Motorsports Park. Schoonmaker has some SCCA National Tour wins. Notes from Schoons, cars won MOTM, Autocross Challenge, and top KOTM qualifying. So pretty awesome from Schoons Hot Rods.
This is a car that I can guarantee you when everybody sees him unload, they know he's one of the few that you have to beat. They're going to make you earn it.
Adam Schoonmaker trips the lights.
54.573. Another great pass.
That's going to put him in P5 so far. P5 so far. And I think that's it.
That's all for the
Powder Coaters early model. So we're going to wait for a tiny bit of an audit here to hear if our times in the computer are clean.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of anxious ears waiting on the confirmation of if this is official times or not. You can be guaranteed, folks in the stands, that every driver that's in that class knows exactly what the times are. They know exactly where they stand.
Yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of a delay in the scoreboards because of all the wireless action, but accuracy, we got a backup on everything. We got a paper copy, redundant timing systems down on the front stretch, and actually 2 timing systems in the trailer. So we try to ensure accuracy, but we still do one quick audit, and then we'll let you know.
Hey, you got to do all that to keep these guys honest. They're racers, Ramey. They're going to take advantage at every turn they can to get ahead. We'll have you those results in just a second, folks. We're making that check as we speak. Just one more second. They're checking and double checking just to be sure here. Okay, I think we've just got the word. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Ramey's getting ready to give you your top 6 in the early model.
Okay, we got confirmation from the timing trailer. P6, Aldinger. P5, Adam Schoonmaker. P4, Jeb Scott. P3, Jeffrey Scott in the second. P2, Ron Scott. P1, pole position, Steve Ike in the round of 6. Awesome job. 3 Scotts, 2, 3, and 4. So we have Aldinger, Schoonmaker, Scott, and Ike. Good job, guys.
Man, what an awesome 6 to transfer, Ramey. It's that would have been hard to guess. All 12 cars were extremely fast, but the top 6, like I keep saying, dogfight. 6 of the very best early models in the nation head-to-head in the next round.
JB, this is exciting. We got 215 on the live stream.
Hello, 215 on the live stream. Glad to have you with us.
Bisher wants in-car cam footage.
I'm begging for that for next year, Bish. How about you come back? I'll do an in-car interview with you. We'll get some footage while we do it.
I see someone mentioned there was a brief shot in-car, so I wonder if they actually have someone wired up for live video. I ain't saying.
There could be many twists and turns through the night, Ramey.
But there will be signs. Ooh, Tommy Comfort, a.k.a. Tom Farrington. Hey, Tom, nice to see you, buddy. And especially Deb. Hi, Deb.
There's another guy that married up.
I don't know how he
Tom,
did
a great guy, but congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, nice to see Tom and Deb Farrington. I don't know if Deb's watching, but Tom Farrington's
watching.
I
miss
Appreciate
getting
that.
to see them around. I've not seen them in a while. It's good to hear from them. So we're getting ready to go into the mid-model class, Ramey.
Yep, EPEC mid-model, Elkhart Performance Engine and Chassis. Rob Terrian in the 87 car. I think he might have made the Muscle on the Mountain shootout, but I talked to Rob down yonder before the event, and he was absolutely pumped. His lovely wife, extremely excited. Just got this car back together in the last day or two. Working well, good enough to make the top 12 in the Turn 1 shootout.
Man, he's drove the wheels off that car all weekend long, Ramey. Looking real good through the carousel, heading down to Corn Dog Corner. Makes it through there, going to make that hard left. Looking really good so far, climbing the banking to head down the backstretch. On the limiter for a long time on that backstretch.
Terrian up the hill, pulls it down hard. Man, Rob Terrian's really amped up the driving in the last year.
Nice run for Rob, 55.850.
He's run with us a lot, and he just keeps getting faster and faster, so shout out to him. Wheatcraft on deck.
Man, I've bragged on this guy all weekend long. He always shows up at the end, Chris Wheatcraft. This guy's got like ice water in his veins, I think, Ramey. Makes that hard left, jumps up on the course. You'll see this guy charge hard by this slalom cone.
On the rev limiter there in NASCAR Turn 1, I did get confirmation that Deb Farrington's watching too, so hi Deb, hi Tom.
Deb.
Yep, and listen to this one, Brandon Randvek. Randvek watching. Hey buddy, nice to see you.
Hey, good to see you, brother. Wheatcraft really tight through the carousel, making his run to Corn Dog. So far, the bump not been an issue for any of these guys,
no,
really.
These guys are doing good on the bump.
Climbing the backstretch. Once again, you're probably getting ready to hear some rev limiter out of Wheatcraft. Going to the high side, getting ready to make that long run to the finish.
Through the traps, Wheatcraft. Let's see where he goes.
54.905. Nice run, Chris Wheatcraft.
55 thousandths between the top two so far.
That's
hearing the word clean from Cammy and timing.
Hey, another man we've talked about all weekend, Zach Sawyer. And guess what suspension he's riding on, Ramey? UMI.
Oh, UMI. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hard left onto the course. Going to get after it right here. Man, this guy makes a little S10 go way faster than it should, folks. Around 1 and 2 through the slaloms, looking good. Headed to the back stretch, going to make his way to that transition. Hard left-hand turn to get on the infield.
Couple weight questions online. It is indeed 2,900 with driver after the race. So they've been weighing randomly all throughout. Some cars we know we don't need to weigh. Some cars are very conspicuous, as we say. So they get weighed a couple times maybe. But the weight's 2,900, and all of the winners will be confirmed on the UMI scales, the only official scales, confirmed on the UMI scales to ensure fair competition. Speaking of competition, Sawyer in a NASCAR 3, up the hill, pulls it back down hard. Nice and clean through there.
And a hard charge to the finish.
Do not mess with Zach Sawyer if you see him on a back road.
How about a 55-102 out of an S10 from Zach Sawyer?
Pretty cool.
Hey, give the folks the story about the AC unit, Ramey.
So you'll see a Blazette on the line. Blake Woolham, when it was blazing hot here at Muscle on the Mountain, he had the 10,000 BTU RV air conditioner. He said you could make it snow in there. He turned it off for this, though, because he wants to win King of the Mountain.
Hey, and that thing may make it cool, but this guy is cool. Cool under pressure. He's
cool under pressure.
Great all weekend long as he turns to the infield.
Made in America UMI, or not UMI, Made in America sleeveless shirt. Looks like a flag.
We think that was good for a couple of tents earlier in the day. Pushing real hard down to the bump I've been telling you about. Corn Dog makes it effortlessly, taking that hard left-hand turn.
Whoa, a little wide there. Giving it all it's worth. I'm sure Dad Keith and the Creamsicle Blazers really watching from down in the pits. Fiance Angelina watching. Whole contingent of Woolham family folks here.
So the little Blazer fly.
He had all the RPMs through the finish.
55.865. How about it for all the Blazer fans out there? So here's another guy that's really made it look good all weekend long. Talked about him quite a bit. This guy's been flying. He's earned his spot in this thing.
Andy Urbanski from upstate New York. Started coming here probably about 5 years ago, maybe 6 or 7 the way time works. But this is a pro-charged BMW. Runs a lot of local stuff, a lot here at UMI. As we keep saying, just all-around great guy, fast driver. Always has a blast here at UMI Motorsports Park.
Yeah, you'll see this car be really nimble when he turns it in down here. I think that's a lot of the key to his success. Is this car just, man, it goes. Looking really good as he comes around the carousel. Keeps it tight, a little bit tail happy on exit right there. Charging the corner.
Bernie Duplon pulling up to the line. Photographer to the stars, Leighton Mullen, getting some awesome images this weekend along with the UMI media team.
Urbanski diving under the cones. He'll take it to the outside right here. Getting ready to make that hard charge. And he gets a cone.
He's the first one to not be able to pull it down there, but that's what happens when you're really trying. Urbanski raw time looks pretty good.
If anybody knows about cones, it's me, Ramey.
You hit that one that
the pressure causes that sometimes, buddy. 55.746 plus a couple for a cone. Another great guy on the line. Man, I consider a good friend, Bernie Duplain. You'll see a Monte Carlo really get some wings under it right here in just a minute when he gets the point to go. He'll make the hard left, and you'll see a hard charge out of a Monte Carlo right here. Short shift into second. On the limiter, taking it through the turn in the slaloms. Bernie looking good so far. Going to charge down the backstretch once he gets cleared right here. Turning onto the transition to get to the infield. turns back across just a bit, little bit wide through the carousel. That may cost him just a little bit. Headed to Corn Dog Corner. Makes it, I hear a little bit of splitter rub right there. Takes a hard left, climbs up on the banking. So far, so good for Bernie. Gets another gear, stretches it out, going to take it down through the box. You'll watch him cut up high and get set up for that long push to the finish. .55.746, very respectable run. On the line, the guy we call Mitty Smitty, my favorite nephew by adoption. Getting ready to get the point out. Watched this guy grow up. Watched him go from not old enough to do it to having a car, figuring it out, to now he's one of the fastest guys out there every time he shows up. Dad Smitty's coached this guy into an excellent driver. He's an excellent guy. Drives the wheels off that third gen. If you can get close to it, beautiful car too, just like everything that comes out of the Smitty shop. These guys, they look like show cars, but they beat on them, treat them like race cars, man. So we're waiting just a second here to get Jason sent. We're waiting for the drone to get in position. I believe I see it get there. So Jason gets the point. Hard left takes off. This car's got a DCT in it, so paddle shifted. You'll hear several shifts probably up and down through the run.
Aerial Jim PA doing a great job for us at every UMI event. He can follow these cars with extreme precision all the way until they hit about 90 mile an hour on the back or on the front stretch. But you'll see the car pull away from the drone. But until then, man, he's right on it.
Jason doing a good job so far. Everything looking clean. Getting ready to make that hard left to get up on the back stretch. If you'll listen close, you'll probably hear a few more gear shifts out of him. These transmissions really work. Jason really making them work too. This guy's one to watch. Hard push to the finish out of Jason Smith. Mitty Smitty at a 54.541. Nice run. Nephew Jason, nice run. Here's another guy. A Porsche 944 out here that we've watched fly all weekend long. He gets the point out, takes the course. A little bit of tail happy getting around turn one right there. That just shows you what kind of a push these guys are having to do to get the times to stay in the top six of this thing, Raby. On to the transition. Now in the infield, making that hard left at the carousel. A little bit wide right here. Oh, the bump may have cost just a little bit right there. Had a four-wheel drift for just a second going on. Climbs up onto the banking. Going to pull it down below the cones, get in the box right here. You'll watch him transition up to the high side, get himself set up for that push to the finish. .55.282. Another nice run. Okay, it's not Andrew Ziolo. Is that right, Ramey? Andrew's not driving. It's Mike Casino. So Mike Casino staged up and getting ready to go. This guy, another wheelman extraordinaire. He just gets the point. So you'll Casino get ready to see Casino take the field. Super lightweight Monte Carlo right here. This guy, you'll probably see a lot of rev limiter, but you'll see that splitter on the ground a whole lot as he gets ready to take some of these tighter turns. Casino getting ready to take the transition, get onto the infield. Casino making a nice run so far. Really holds her tight through the carousel. That looks really good on his exit. Making a charge down to Corn Dog Corner. Makes that no problem. See some smoke out of the car now. Makes that hard left. Climbs the bank and looks like we got some kind of mechanical out of Casino. Absolutely uncharacteristic for the moves the car just made. Looks like we're not under power now, Ramey. So obviously some issues for Casino in the Ziolo Monte Carlo. Tough break right there. These guys, they've had troubles before and at other events, and they get it worked out and had zero issues this weekend. I was thinking they had all that behind them. Evidently something's happened right here. These guys were definitely contenders in this race. I've just got word we've got fluid on the track, so we may be just a couple of minutes here till we get that checked out.
Track crew
definitely, I can see it from here over climbing to the backstretch. Looks like we've got fluid on the track. So, folks, we're going to be just a few minutes here to get this cleaned up and get the car off the track where we're back safe to go again.
Great time to hit the restroom and maybe hit some pierogies or the chow hall on the back or in the front stretch here under the grandstands. We appreciate them coming on board at such short notice. We had to compact the time frame here because of the impending disaster at 6 and 7 p.m. right at the beginning of the pre-planned shootout. So
I'd like to take this opportunity. I see my friend Sean Rupp. He must be using this for break time. Shout out to all my friends that's over in the VIP section. A lot of us are sore losers, and if we get relegated to the VIP, we call it the Losers Lounge. But, Ramey, that's absolutely not the case. If you were fast enough to be invited to this race, there's no loser about you. You might not have made the shootout, but you're definitely a VIP over in that section.
That is true. That is true.
I'm sure that those guys having a lot of fun over there. They're calling the race in their own way, making fun of their old buddy up here on the mic at the moment.
Remember that one time you blasted a bunch of cones?
Jody, will you mark that down? That's about number 8. So, yeah, I really blew a good shot at doing good in the shootout. Had a little distraction with my car, a 10-cent part, got my attention. I hit a cone and way past good judgment, instead of just dealing with the cone and going on and possibly making it, I had to get mad about it and hit about between 16 and 80 more cones. So got the DNF and ended the night early. But so goes racing. Looks like we've got the track crew out cleaning up the fluid on the track right now. Like I say, we'll have just a little bit of break in the action. So if you do want to go get a drink or a snack or something, now will probably be a good time. We're going to have just a few minutes of downtime here. I know these guys are going to work just as hard and fast as they can because we're expecting some inclement weather later. So trying to get this thing in clean, make it fair for everybody here under the dry conditions.
Track crew speedy dry out there on the connector, getting ready to go out in NASCAR turn 2 and clean up the spill. Casino had a little bit of some sort of engine trouble or something in the Ziolo Monte Carlo, but they'll get it cleaned up, and that's what happens when you race. Yep, on the live stream, we're hearing a question about weight. So it's $2,900 for absolutely every car here at King of the Mountain, and $3,250 at Muscle on the Mountain because it's rear-wheel drive V8 American muscle cars only. So $3,250 with driver after the race in Muscle, and $2,900 with driver after the race at UMI's King of the Mountain, presented by Summit Racing Equipment. JB, we're here at the Viking live stream. I'm going to say half the cars here, or maybe a third of the cars here, run on Vikings, and a lot of them collect wins and championships.
I'm going to say a third is conservative, Raby. Man, there's a lot of guys out there on Vikings, and they're on Vikings because, man, they're fast. They work. They're a really great product at a really great price. It's a really great family-owned business.
Easy to adjust.
They are easy to adjust. I've got them on a couple of my cars. Really impressed with them.
Let's talk about these billboards on the turn 1 and 2 here. Smitty's Custom Auto. Got a bunch of Smitty's cars down there, including some of the Corvettes that are ripping. Quartermaster Clutches, talking to a couple guys that are saying if you want to go from A to B in a hurry, you need a Quartermaster. Snappy's convenience store, one of our platinum sponsors. If you're driving past Sheets, pull into Snappy's. And what about this next one there, JB?
Hey, I can talk all about them. I stopped earlier to get a drink and a snack at Snappy's, but before that, I had some problems with a C5 Corvette I've got. And Tick Performance, they're handling my problems as we speak. Great folks down at Tick. Top-notch customer service. Can't recommend them enough. And how about the next sign, Ramey? My old buddy Bob Bertelson and A-plus powder coating.
If I was going to get something industrial powder coated, I wouldn't even look anywhere else. That'd be at A-plus.
Yeah, it's A-plus for a reason. Maybe he thought of that when he named it. I don't know.
He's a pretty smart guy.
And how about Summit, man, the title sponsor here?
Man, whatever you need, Summit Racing Equipment probably has it in stock. Hate to say this, but often UMI. They're one of our top dealers, so we love having Summit on our team. PSI Conversion.
Man, if you're putting an LS in something, PSI, the folks you need to talk to. How about Quick Performance?
So I'm going to say we have 7 or 8 QP9 axles. They're pretty awesome.
Another great company. And just like we talked about earlier, Viking Performance, awesome shocks, awesome folks.
Back in the day, ProTouring.com was the original OG online forum, right? So now they still have that, and they've
got a lot to do with us being here.
Yeah.
I mean, they really helped get this going.
Yeah, Tom Farrington, who's watching online, one of the original Tommy Comfort on ProTouring.com.
How about Bowler transmissions? I've got them in a few of my cars, got some on the shelf getting ready to go in cars.
I'm going to say we probably have 5 Bowler transmissions. They're pretty freaking awesome. Turn 1 steering.
Man, that's another thing I use on all my builds is turn 1 steering. In my opinion, the best pumps and boxes in the business. Great family, and also I consider them good friends of mine.
I would say that, and one of the cool things is they give back to the sport. So they sponsor the track here. They sponsor the shootout. They sponsor my favorite, I hate to say this, my favorite form of racing, oval track racing.
Hey, I can't argue that one, Amy. You know, that's where we both came from.
It is, yeah. So
how about Ron Francis wiring? Scott Bowers over at Ron Francis.
If you're watching, hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Often races with us here.
Miss you, buddy. Love to see you get back out.
He'll be back. Forge Line Wheels.
Hey, what else can you say about Dave and Sherry? Awesome folks and the best wheels in the business. That's why most of us run them.
Grassroots, yes. Le Mans, yes. All over the world, locally, awesome wheels.
Hey, when General Motors turns to you for wheels, you know you're doing something right, right?
Mm-hmm. Hawks Motorsports, Bruce Hawkins. So it used to be Hawks 3rd gen, and now it's Hawks Motorsports, all generations, no limitations. And then turn 14, JB, do you know these guys?
You know, that's some folks that I've not had the pleasure to meet in person yet.
So Turn 14 is pretty awesome. They actually had the Ron Scott 63 split window in their booth at PRI. Right? So they contacted me. They're like, hey, what would be a great muscle car? And I'm like, I got one.
These guys obviously have good taste.
Yeah, so Turn 14 is actually a warehouse wholesaler that you have to have a brick and mortar business to sell from them. But Turn 14, huge distributor, awesome group of guys. Some of them probably watching. We've even had them visit here a few times. We had a track day. They were supposed to leave at like 2 p.m. We were here racing around till 6 p.m. and they still had to drive back to Philly.
That sounds like my kind of guys.
They wanted to be here, yep. And then stranoparts.com. You may have heard of this guy. He has 100 championships in SCCA, and he's also former King of the Mountain here at UMI Motorsports Park.
I think he's several of his parts on some of these cars.
Probably. And then finally, Hawk Performance Friction. So Hawk brake pads. A lot of us run them.
A lot of Hawk brake pads out there, I know for sure.
Good stuff from Hawk. Okay. Looks like they're still cleaning up a little bit. Mike Hogate might be running back to maybe scrub the track in a little bit.
So we've got Bob from A Plus doing Bob things here. Not sure exactly what's going on with Bertelson.
Probably some track drawing.
Looks like Bob's going to go out and help get up some of the speedy dry here.
Yep, so if you have a chance, grab some of them Lori G pierogies or the Chow Hall or the UMI merch trailer with Dwayne and Sherry Steiner, Matt Manning and Womaning, the merch trailer full of UMI apparel.
So here's the class act Bob is. It's another car that's practically a show car. And Bob doesn't mind getting out there, running, helping clean up the speedy dry. Knows he's going to have some extra work when he gets home to get the residue off. But good-hearted Bob out there helping with efforts to clean the track. And anybody listening on the live stream or in the crowd with us live, please don't tell Bob that JB was doing any kind of bragging on him.
No, you'll keep hearing about that.
Yeah, I'll never live it down if I'm not beating up on him instead of bragging on him. So please don't tell him I'm bragging on him. Another guy looks like he's going to go out and help. I consider a really close friend of mine, great guy, Brian Pico. You saw him out earlier.
He just wants to show his car off, I think.
You know, his wife picked an awesome color for that car.
She did, yep.
That's another build from Smitty's Customs.
So, JB, we keep talking oval track. One of the cool things here, over on the hill, I think I heard that Smeal Racing is over there, Billy Smeal, who raced with me here back in the day. So shout out to Billy and friends if you're over there, Bill and Billy Smeal.
So a question, Ramey, is Billy as old and
he's slightly as old.
So this is an old timer like you are.
It is.
That's what I'm hinting at. Right?
He's younger, yeah. And Corey Timblin's here, our maintenance guy, has a feature win, multiple feature wins here at UMI Motorsports Park, back at Clearfield Speedway. In the stands here, Mark Hauser also has some wins here at UMI. Mark Hauser in the pure stock division. Shout out to Mark. And then I heard Ryan and Benny Gordon are up yonder there. Ryan, no wins here, but Benny won actually the last Hooters Cup, whatever the new. Anyhow, he won a race here about 3 or 4 years ago.
So
Muscle on the Mountain.
So while we're on circle track racing, some people don't know this, but our very own shootout participant Ryan Matthews at After Dark Speed, he came from circle track.
Let me tell
very
you about
accomplished circle track guy.
Let me tell you about Ryan Matthews. So Ryan Matthews in the super late division has actually been in every shootout.
I'll tell you how dedicated Ryan Matthews is, Ramey. I'm looking at him right now. He's down doing air pressures, making sure the C6 is dialed in, getting ready for the shootout.
His company, After Dark Speed, sponsored Autocross Challenge this year. But let's take a look at Ryan Matthews.
This guy's level of seriousness is off the chart. And when you buy parts from him, and I have a lot of After Dark speed parts on that old race car I drove, this guy's with you all the way. He supports you. He knows what he's doing. A man I can highly recommend to get on board with if you're serious about racing a Corvette.
So when we talk about After Dark speed, if you need a Corvette built, I would maybe hit him up, After Dark speed.
So have you saw the Angela Payne 69 Corvette?
Oh, yeah, that actually won Autocross Challenge as well.
Yeah, that's a Ryan Matthews build.
So he ran the Craftsman Truck Series and ARCA. Pole sitter at Kentucky Speedway, like on TV.
Right.
Ryan Matthews. P2 at Michigan in an ARCA car. 50 short track super late model and ASA wins all over the nation. Optima GTL champion. SCCA Time Trial Nationals winner. Grid Life Time Attack winner. Qualified for every KOTM and MOTM he's ever entered.
So, to answer your question, if anybody's wondered if Ryan Matthews is a serious contender, that should answer it right there. And he approaches, like I say, he approaches the business and the parts the same way he approaches racing. This guy is pure dedication to the sport.
Okay, it looks like Pico, Hogate, and Bob Bertelson are working on the speedy dry problem here.
I was really thinking Pico was going to get a cone on that lap. Is there a penalty if you're drying the track?
He could probably get one. I feel the wind picking up, JB.
Yeah, not a good sign, Ramey. We need to get this thing back underway. Competitors and track crew doing their absolute best to get us back going. Looks like we shouldn't be a lot longer here.
Fisher wants a shout out to the VIP lounge. Hey, VIP friends.
So, the Peanut Gallery, my friend Sean Rupp texts me, what's the record for the most cones hit in the finals shootout? A guy named Showtime should know. I'm glad he's in the losers lounge right now, Ramey, so I don't have to discuss this.
He's an instigator.
All weekend long, this guy's got a 77 Trans Am. Of course, it's black. And for those of you that didn't get to see it, he drove like that Buford Chief Justice was chasing him all weekend long.
Any other Clearfield Speedway guys here, text me so I can give you a shout out. Always love coming here up on the mountain.
Track drying or cleaning continues. So we've got the blowers out now, so we're bound to be getting close, Ramey. Smitty is on deck to be the first guy out once we get started. Out of the helmet off. This, to me, I don't know, you're also a driver, Ramey. How does this affect you to be right in the thick of it and you got your headspace right, you're ready to go out, and then we have a red flag event like this, and now you have to get out of the car and totally reset to go back again. How do you feel about that?
So I got a couple messages on Facebook. That's actually the question, right? So the track prep will do their best, but it's always just a tiny bit sketchy on the first run out, you know. And as you get better, as the track gets better and better, the grip will come back.
But my question beyond that is the headspace that you get into when you're in the zone to go, and then you're held up and you have to remove yourself from that zone to get started back. I know for me, it's like that takes a while to get back, and so I'm wondering what's going through Smitty's mind right now. Probably, I wish JB would shut up, is what's going through his mind at the moment.
But, Smitty's a seasoned competitor, been in every shootout. He's basically fast everywhere in the country. He'll know how to do it, and he might be basically let her rip and then throw 1% conservative in it, I would say.
Right. When I get up there, though, man, I'm ready to go. I want to get it over with. Whether it's good or bad, I want to make that run right now.
I saw Peters and Hogan talking to him, so Brian Peters might have been giving him a tech tip or two on what to do with that situation.
Hey, there's my favorite nephew. My nephew, nice run, nephew. So we've got the cars lined up in our troubled area where the fluids were. Looks like we're going to make just a little bit more pass using the exhaust to dry things up. So we're getting really close now, looks like. Tough break for Casino, by the way. They're down, they got the hood up on the car, they're looking at it. Obviously the run's over and there's nothing we can do about it now, but they're checking to see what the damage is. You never want to see a competitor have troubles like that, especially in a situation like this. But like Ramey said, it is racing and things do happen. So, a lot of head scratching, hands on hips. Not sure what happened right there, but for the track to be wet down like that, we're bound to have some kind of a fairly major issue. Knowing the competitor that Andrew is, the car will be fixed and he'll be at his next scheduled event. I watched this guy have the car with the frame out from under it with only a few weeks to go to an event. And I show up and surprisingly there the guy is ready to race. So a lot of grit and determination right there. So I'm sure he'll be back, probably stronger than ever. So looks like we're going to have Smitty will be the first guy out. Corey Williams will make the next pass. Then Brian Peters in the UMI Camaro as he's your number one qualifier. Wind is starting to pick up, so that's a fairly good sign. We are going to have some weather moving in. I know these guys doing the best that they can to get this taken care of and back underway. We're inching closer to it. I know it feels like it's taking a really long time, but I'm watching these guys. They're all working diligently here to get this done. Of course, they want to make sure that it's an absolute good condition here for the safety of the competitors, for the fairness of the competition. So they want to be sure before they let this thing go back to green or getting us underway. Ramey, have you talked to our official weatherman for UMI to find out what kind of threat we're under? If we got any time frame on this that we're looking at? I know this could be getting more and more critical by the moment. Another layer of that drama that I've been talking about.
I actually haven't heard from, Shout out to Camu Macari, our timing chief. She's actually a Maryland State Police helicopter pilot. So she has some super secret weather app.
That's a fun fact. I did not know that. So we've got the track drying guys back moving again. Looks like they've got the heat of the exhaust has dried the one spot up. Get a little bit more of the speedy dry up, and maybe we're getting close to going back to racing. Hey, as racers do, Ramey, if you and I were out there in the Pico Camaro and a Bertelsen Corvette, how tempted would we be to make a circle track race out of this drying attempt?
I would love to tap Pico in the left rear and send him around, but that'd be expensive, and Tanya would be upset.
Pico, we kid because we love, buddy. We kid because we love. So our guys are definitely moving at a little bit faster rate here, which obviously means conditions are definitely improving here. So we're getting ever so close to getting started again, I do believe. See, these guys would love another shot at it now, because if anybody has the hard left back onto the back straight figured out, it's these three guys.
That is true there, Showtime.
Obviously, the only competitors allowed to do the track drying are already been eliminated from competition, because it would be an unfair advantage to give them that much practice in that one turn. So our officials are going back out to have a look at it. It appears Pico's coming back around a long way, so I do believe we got good news, folks. It looks like Pico will be turning back into the paddock, so we should be just mere seconds away now from getting back underway for this thing. Nice job by the track crew. Thanks, guys, for all the hard effort right there. So looks like we got a drone getting back up in the air. We're checking over Smitty one more time before he gets ready to go. So looks like things are definitely pushing in that direction. Get ready. Looks like we're getting ready to see some more racing action here really quick. Our drone is in position for the start, so even more good signs here. He's landed on the front stretch. We're looking for a starter to get in position. When I see our start man get back on the grid here, I know we'll be really, really close to going live. Hey, while we had this break, I hope everybody enjoyed their beverages and pierogies and snacks and whatnot. For the folks that made the comment about the drinking game, I hope that I am saying Corn Dog Corner enough to make it interesting, keep you happy. Trying to do my part.
There may be some people blacked out by now, JB.
So wait, has our numbers went down, Ramey? I may be doing the wrong thing here. Maybe I should just call it that corner. So, Big Smitty hopping back in the Angry Smurf. See him get the driving gloves and the helmet off the roof. The tallest Smitty giving a few more words of encouragement, asking if Dad needs anything here. Door is closing. Camera going on. We've got our starter back on the line. Jake, you feeling good? You looking good, buddy? You ready to go? Everything good? All right, folks. So almost all the pieces of puzzle are in place here. So looks like we're just seconds away now. Our race director getting back on the stand. So I'm saying get ready. We're close. Drone back in the air. Starter in position. Smitty looks strapped in, buckled in, helmet tight. I hear the Smurf clearing out the carbon. Looks like we're ready to go, folks. He's waving him in. And Smitty gets the wave. And he's off, makes the hard left turn. You'll hear that sequential banging as Smitty gets going. Entering turn one, getting ready to go through the slalom here. Smitty, I'm sure, will drive in the same anger that he would have however many minutes ago that we stopped, making the charge down the backstretch, getting ready to make the transition. Through the transition onto the infield, Smitty hard after it, plants the nose through the carousel, good tight turn. Smitty like ice in his veins here, making a charge to Corn Dog Corner, gets through it perfectly, headed for that hard left-hand turn up on the back. Maybe a little wide, but everything still looks under control for Smitty, charging hard down the back. What say you, Ramey?
It looks okay so far, so no trouble yet for Smitty as far as that oil goes.
Listen for this sequential, folks.
He rips a gear and hits a rev limiter right at the start finish.
And talk about ice in the veins. 54.320 after a wait for Smitty. Nice run, Big Smitty. I know Team Smitty's got to be proud of that run. Got to be happy with that one as Corey Williams takes the line. This car, it does have decals on the hood. The motor out of this car, engine out of this car is for sale. It can be bought if you'd like to talk to Corey Williams. Corey, a custom car builder, built the car himself. When they asked him about aero, he checked all the boxes for wings and splitters. A lot of carbon fiber on this car, and Corey is off. You'll see this guy, another champion racer, through turns 1 and 2, charging hard around the slalom. You'll see him take the back stretch. Corey a little bit loose, still charging hard, going to make that hard left-hander onto the transition. Corey looking good so far.
National autocross champion, JB.
Yeah, this guy, that's a champion racer. Watch this, a really tight through the carousel. Corey really an excellent driver right here, charging down to Corn Dog Corner. Past the bump I was concerned about, no issues for almost anybody. Climbing up onto the banking here, rushing down the backstretch. You'll see him have to make a hard left under the cones, almost on the limiter. Through the box, you'll watch Corey climb up the banking and make the hard turn down. You'll hear a shift right here probably. And Corey to the finish line. Corey Williams, folks. 54.593, I do believe. So nice run for Corey Williams. Brian Peters up next in the UMI Camaro. He had car trouble, said, man, I would love to race, guys. Is there anything you can do for me? They said, well, we can throw you in this old UMI Camaro here. And lo and behold, Peters shows up on the P1 position in the UMI Camaro.
Got confirmation Brian Peters, 8-time SCCA national champion. Getting one of those red jackets is high praise with the group we're with here right now. So 8-time SCCA national champion, no pressure for Brian Peters, one of the top driving instructors in the country as well.
I'm going to say it's safe to say this is one of the only cars in the field riding around on rear leaf springs.
Yeah, it has a UMI Corner Max front end and Strano shocks, Strano Penske's.
And Peters is off, charges down to turn 1, going to go through the slaloms in 1 and 2. Look for good things out of Peters right here. Charges hard to get onto the backstretch. A lot of tire smoke off the front right there for Peters. Makes the hard left, transitions nicely onto the infield, headed to the carousel.
You wanted in-car. I saw a glimpse of in-car from the Peters car.
Peters still charging through the infield, getting ready to get back up on the track, climb up on the backstretch, make his final charge here toward the finish. Turns down under full throttle, hard through the box. You'll see him make that climb and get ready for his big high-speed finish here. A shift and Peters out the backside.
Shift is clean for Peters.
5.4382. Nice run for Peters in the UMI Camaro.
That puts him P2, 5.4382, 62 thousandths behind Big Smitty.
So looks like we're waiting on some confirmation here. I believe that was all of our mid-year.
Yeah, we're going to wait for the timing trailer.
So as soon as we get word, we'll give you the top 6 that's going to move on. We've got a good idea who a few of them are, but we better check with timing to make sure we're right on this. So you're right, Ramey. I'm getting some in-car from the Peters car backing in.
Yeah, UMI media team told me a couple days ago that they got the old DJI in-car camera rolling. I see Dimitri down there, one of the UMI media team members, probably looking in to grab that camera and put it in something else, hopefully. Already heard on Facebook, everyone's pretty pumped, or on YouTube, pretty pumped about that, so pretty awesome there. John Hogan.
So, folks, we're just receiving confirmation. Ramey's getting ready to give you the rundown. There's a little surprise at the end of this thing. You want to talk about close competition, listen to this one at the end of the rundown.
Yeah, so timing trailer went through, since the cars weren't back-to-back, this is actually pretty awesome. We had this happen last month at Autocross Challenge as well. Identical times for P6 and P5.
Man, that is amazingly close competition. You're talking down to the millisecond, Ramey.
Yep, Duplon and Terrian, 111 and 87 moving on. Bernie Duplon, Rob Terrian, Corey Williams in P4. Medium Smitty, Jason Smith, P3. Brian Peters in the UMI Camaro, P2. Big Smitty, Chris Smith, P1. Peters 62 thousandths behind Big Smitty. So that's going to be Duplon, Terrian, Williams, Smitty, Peters, and Smitty. Awesome father and son racing in the top 3 here at UMI Motorsports Park, EPEC mid-model.
After 2 classes, man, all I can say is I told you it's a dogfight. We're moving on into the late model class. Looks like we've got a GT350. We've talked about this guy a lot this weekend, Ramey.
I think it's his first time here, Matthew Gunn. So
put on an awesome show this weekend.
He must know what he's doing. I'm going to look at my little schedule here and see if I can tell you a little bit about Matthew Gunn.
So Gunn charging hard through the slalom in 1 and 2, hustling it up to get on the backstretch. Looking really strong so far. First car out for the late models. Going to make the hard left through the transition to get down in the infield. Does it, looks like, effortlessly. Going to navigate the carousel. Nice turn, maybe a little wide on the backside, but nothing I think will slow him down. Charging corn dog corner. Now he's going to make a run down to the hard left to get back on the backstretch. Looking good so far. Everything appears clean to these eyes. a charge down the backstretch. He goes low. He's going to go through the box. You'll watch him drift back up high, set himself up for this big run to the finish.
Pull her down,
Gun
Matthew.
and a GT 350.
Nice.
55.843.
So currently P1 after one. We'll see how that pans out. I'm seeing Matthew Gunn is in a 2018 Mustang. He's from the Philadelphia region, SCCA. Says his Voodoo engine's good up to 8250. So that's pretty rad.
A lot of RPMs.
He's getting some shout-outs on Facebook, so we got some Matthew Gunn fans.
Hey, we've got another Mustang taking the course, Ramey.
This one's J.D. McPherson. J.D. raced with us a few times now. He's probably pretty pumped to be in the shootout at UMI's King of the Mountain here on the Viking live stream, presented by Summit Racing Equipment. Hangs a hard right, heading for the carousel.
This is another guy that's been in the thick of it all weekend long, Ramey. Hard charger, and he's hard charging down the back straight through the infield here, getting ready to make the turn, get on the back stretch. Climbs the banking really nicely, going to make a hard charge here. You'll watch him take the low. You'll see him go through the box, make that drift up to the high side, and then set himself up for the long ride home.
Pulls it down nice and clean through there.
Good looking pass. 55.489 for McPherson. Good looking pass.
Squeaks past Matthew Gunn by point.
Now we've got an LS swapped Miata. Travis Patterson out here.
Yeah, Patterson, I think he bought the most family passes of anyone. But what's better than family racing at UMI Motorsports Park?
Oh, no doubt. And your family getting to watch you make a pass in the shootout here. Patterson taking the course. Going to charge hard right here. Going into turn one. Through the center, getting into turn two now. Looking good so far. Going to make a hard push to get on the backstretch. The Miata really looking good out here. Everything looking clean so far. Making the hard left down through the transition. Car looks very planted. Making a charge down the lot of brake getting into the carousel. Looking good. On full throttle right here. Gets the car set up by the corn dog corner. Now Patterson getting ready to climb the banking to make his final leg of the race here. The push out to the backside. Transitioning low. I think I heard him catch another gear. I'm not sure right there. Through the box. Letting the car free up, drift up the track, and here he comes. Making a push to the end.
I'm seeing on the Cliffs Notes 402 cubic inch LS for Travis Patterson.
That's a lot of inches in a little car, Ramey. 55.965 for Patterson. And now here's a UMI favorite, perennial, shows up a lot, good friend to all of us, in the Sponge Bob Miata.
Chief starter Jake Shannon launches Jeremy McCauley. McCauley on the Vitor tires, sponsor of the Super Late class. McCauley.
Another LS swapped Miata.
LS3, that thing is vicious to drive. I tried to slalom it one time and ran out of talent pretty quick with that short wheelbase.
Yeah, I've driven that car too. It's a handful, so obviously a lot of talent right here in McCauley. Making the transition, charging in down to the carousel.
McCauley made it to the absolute final there a couple years ago. All of us local PA guys had tears in our eyes watching him.
Yeah, I was there for that. It was a real emotional night, man. What a night it was. Of course, all of these King of the Mountain races, oh, what a night. McCauley making a charge down the backstretch, still looking good. You'll watch him get in this box. He's a hard charger, threw it with ease, drifts up to the top. Oh, we're sideways, sideways, sideways. McCauley saves it coming to the line.
Code Brown for McCauley, but he saves it from a catastrophe. Holy schmoly, P2 for McCauley.
A 55.838 after almost putting it in the fence. Good job driving, Jeremy McCauley.
Thumbs up from the announcer booth there, J-Mac.
Yeah, helmet off. I bet there's a deep breath going on right now in the Miata.
Jennifer Coble McCauley heading to the truck to get him some new underwear after that one. That was an 80-mile-an-hour power slide.
So a little more excitement to give to you guys here. Looks like we're getting ready to go again.
John Duncan on deck right now. John actually won Autocross Challenge last month. His lovely wife was here cheering on. It was pretty fun to watch. I don't know where she is now, maybe crew chiefing, but Duncan getting ready to roll here in a second.
Another guy that done an awesome job wheeling his way into this shootout, Ramey. We've talked about him a lot this weekend. Really kind of uneventful from him. No big crashing through the cones like me. No big uh-oh moments. Just some good, clean, hard driving out of Duncan. Looks like he's getting the wave, getting ready to take the track now. And he's off into turn one, working that long turning slalom through here. Clears it all with ease. Down onto the backstretch, still looking good. Getting ready to make the hard, slow left turn in, that really tight turn right there. Doing a really nice job, Duncan. Through the carousel, really tight turn. Going to be a hard charge through the center of the infield here. Making his way onto that really tight left-hander to get up on the backstretch. Doing an excellent job right here. Climbs it up next to the wall. Looking good. Brings her down, getting ready to see him go through the box here. Navigates that well, drifts up, setting himself up for the ride home. And out the backside for Duncan at a 55.546. I'm not sure, but I feel like I'm calling 55.5 a lot. I think there's some guys really close right here.
Good enough for P2 for Duncan. I'm enjoying an Emily Whitehead Foundation brownie. No, Emily Whitehead Foundation crispy square. Thanks to my lovely sister Jody for bringing that to me. Brian Harvey on deck right now. We love Brian because he is UMI equipped and, like we keep saying, all-around great guy. Nice to have him here all the way from Michigan.
Great guy and a fast guy. Another one that's not been a whole lot of an eventful weekend. He's just been fast, just consistently laying down fast laps to get here.
Harvey does the thing where when he races, he just kind of Kevin Harvick's it around and just beats you senseless. Right. And then he brings John Wanagoo with him, who drives mainly sideways. Brian Harvey, second at KMT Nationals in 2025, went from 7th to 5th to 2nd over 3 years. Also P2 at Muscle on the Mountain. He's actually owned this 4th gen for 24 years, so nice familiar car for Harvey. Let's see how he does, JB.
Takes the wave, charges hard into the slalom. Looking good so far. Maneuvering that thing really nicely. Another guy that just makes it look pretty easy somehow. Charging down the backstretch. We'll see how he does through this transition. Nice job getting down on the transition. Going to charge down to the carousel. Still looking good. Plants the nose, turns it in. Maybe a little wide, but still looking awesome through there. Charges through the center of the infield, looking good. Going to make the hard left-hand turn. Once again, a little wide, but still looking really good, looking strong. On the limiter as he brings her down under the cones, going through the box. Letting her drift up right here, and we're getting ready to let it eat to the finish.
There you go. No limiter on the finish. That's good. He hit
Harvey,
one time there on the back.
55.131. That's got to be a good lap, Ramey.
P1, Brian Harvey.
P1, Brian Harvey. We've watched this over and over out of him all weekend.
Speaking of P1, Big Mike Snyder's car with Sam Strano behind the wheel. StranoParts.com. Multiple time SCCA national champion. And more importantly for those of us here, former absolute king of the mountain in the John V number 59. Lead starter Jake Shannon launches Sam Strano out onto the NASCAR front stretch. Crosses a start-finish line.
Watched this guy drive a lot of different cars. I'm starting to wonder if he actually owns a car, Ramey. Must be pretty good to get set in all these other people's equipment. Charging hard down the backstretch. Looking really nice in the Mustang as he brings it in. Going to charge hard down the infield here to the carousel. Obviously experience as he's really tight through there, looking good. Charging hard through the infield. Getting ready to make his hard left to get up onto the backstretch. Looking really good so far. Drifting below the cones, a little bit of rev limiter I think I heard. Looking really nice through the box. Lets it drift up. Getting ready to set himself up for that long run.
Strano wiggles that last cone. He ran over the base of it, but it didn't move. How about a 54.809 for Strano? 609. 54.609 for Strano.
So
good enough
obviously
for P1.
showing that there's some talent in the seat of the Mustang.
StranoParts.com, that's for sure.
So this guy I've been chasing all weekend, Ramey. I've tried to get the autograph. I've failed. Maybe I can catch him after the race is over. Good friend, J.J. Malrich. Watch this guy. He's going to be flying right here. He'll charge through turns 1 and 2 through the slalom. Going to push hard to get on that backstretch. Looking really nice so far, pushing the car hard, getting ready to make the hard, slow transition, makes it look easy. Charging down to the carousel.
J.J.
Here a
Malrich
little
won.
bit of splitter rub, making it look good.
J.J. Malrich won 3 Muscle on the Mountains in a row. People are saying the B word, bounty, so we might have to see what we can do against J.J. next year. I'm voting for him, though, because he's UMI and Viking equipped. We're here at the Viking live stream at UMI's King of the Mountain, presented by Summit Racing Equipment.
So he lets her drift high, ducks it under. You hear the hard shift coming through. Malrich with a little bit of splitter flop. And look at this time, Ramey, 54.320 for the man.
Hello, P1 Malrich.
So if anybody's wondering why I'm hunting the autograph, I think he just proved it to you. I joke with him, kid because I love JJ. Nice job, buddy. So looks like Brian John's out in Tinkerbell. A lot of boost in this car you can hear. This is another guy that's a multi-race winner and all-around good guy.
Brian Johns in the Tinkerbell. He was actually class champion last year in his UMI equipped 3rd gen. Wanted to see if he could make it further and further and further in the shootout. So he brought Tinkerbell, his tried and trusty true turbo car, 1993 RX-7, mid-class king last year. It's an EFR turbo rotary, 3 Optima GTC points titles, 4 OUSCI GTC Cups, champ car overall win at Barber, and 2000 SCCA National Championship.
If you keep reading this, I'm not going to have time to call any of this guy's lap, Ramey.
Let's see how he does.
He's so good. He drifts it high. He's going to turn low, bring it home. You'll hear some boost and a shift right here probably. Brian Johns making an awesome pass of 56.467. Now, Ramey, this next guy, you've got to be fast with a name that starts with Super.
Yeah, like I couldn't figure out what his name is, and I'm like, is it Dave? No, it's Super Dave. No one calls him Dave.
Yeah, nobody calls Dave Dave. It's Super Dave. Dave taking the wave, getting up on the course. You'll watch this guy charge hard through turns 1 and 2. Through the slalom, he's going to rush it down into the backstretch. Looking good so far, clears the cones. Everything going good for Dave so far. Going to woe it down, make it the transition. It's a really slow part of the course into a pretty high-speed part of the course. Dave keeping it tight, nice line through the carousel, going to charge hard across the center of the track. Clears the bump on Corn Dog Corner, take a drink, making the hard left-hand turn to climb up on the banking. Going to push hard out the backstretch.
JB, that car's big. K-Tech power, has a lot of carbon fiber on it. A lot of aero. Dave wins all over the country.
A big mile per hour coming, Ramey. Super Dave out the backside with a 56.467.
Well, Super Dave is currently super. Holy macaroni. 52.945 from Super Dave. If that's clean, that's a burner.
Also, John's time is still on the board. So Super Dave knocks it out of the park with a super run. That may be our fastest
from the infield.
That may be our fastest pass of the day, Ramey. Here's another guy, a course designer, and obviously his head is deep in a course because this guy is fast in that little BRZ. Getting ready to take the infield through the little slow part of the course here, going to charge down to the carousel.
We met Ken Halsey last year in this little BRZ, and he ends up in the shootout. We're thinking, what is up with this guy? Turns out he's a Nationals course designer with the driving skills to prove it. And if you can design a course for Nationals, you a little bit kind of really know what you're doing. Halsey on the backstretch, zipping through the BRZ. So he's going to be one of those guys that's really probably not going to have any trouble pulling it down here, JB.
No, this car is nimble and quick, Ramey. Nice pass for Halsey. 53.575. 53.575. Very solid lap.
Right behind Super Dave.
So solidly in a P2. Here's a guy that ran good all weekend. We sort of saw him get shuffled back a little bit, and then true to his form, man, knocks it out of the park and shows up at the end, the closer.
It's been cool getting to know Dennis here over the past 2 years. He showed up here last year and promptly put himself in the shootout. Won a couple times this year. I believe he won his division in Autocross Challenge. Now he's getting ready to launch into the hard left turn here at UMI's King of the Mountain in Operational Speed Supply late model.
Man, this is one to watch because he shows up when it counts, what I've been watching. You know, he's one of these guys that'll sort of lull you into sleep, and then when he's got to have it, this guy shows up and gets it done. Obviously so, he's made it to the shootout at the King of the Mountain.
He kind of knows what he's doing, that's for sure.
So I think we're just getting ready to give him the wave, watch him take the course here. I think we're waiting on the drone to get back. These last couple of guys are so fast. I think we're wearing the drone out. It's coming around now, making his way onto the front stretch, so we're just seconds away from getting the wave. And we get the go-ahead, so up on the course for the little 240. Here a shift into second, some boost relief, a hard push all over the limiter through one. Now working his way through two, making the push onto the backstretch. He ducks low, going to duck low one more time, do that hard turn in onto the transition. Pushing her in there, the splitter all over the ground, slowing it up for the carousel. Holds it tight, makes it look good. Big push through the center. I hear a little bit of scrub just before the corn dog corner. Hard left up onto the backstretch. You'll probably hear some more boost, maybe a little rev limiter here in a minute, not sure. Ducking down through the box, you'll watch him drift it up high and set himself up to duck under, make this big push to the end. Oh, excellent pass. I told you he shows up when it counts, a 53.238. That should put us solidly up near the top, Ramey.
Looks like currently P2 till the audit, but I think unless nothing silly happens, we should be good to go.
Nothing official with what I say, but it looked clean to me, so I'm thinking he's probably good.
Listen, if Andy confirmed that.
So I think that's it for the late model class. So looks like we're going to be playing the waiting game for just a minute to do the audit to get our top six. We'll get confirmed up here in just a minute, and Ramey will give you the rundown. I can go ahead and promise you it is 6 super fast, bad mamma jammas in the top 6 in the super late.
That is for sure. This is the heavy hitters. But, man, we had some heavy hitters in this one, too, there, JB.
Man, there's no ducks in any of the 48 out there, Ramey. All these guys from the last place guy that's got the hood up out here to the fastest guy that's going to make a lap this evening. Man, they're all awesome competitors. So we're just getting confirmation. Ramey's getting ready to give you the rundown on this thing.
Audited results, here we go. Operational speed supply, late model. Moving on, number 39, Brian Harvey. Number 39, Brian Harvey. 41, Sam Strano. 82, J.J. Mulrich. 94, Ken Houshill. 56, Dennis Booker. 75, Super Dave Schatz. So it goes Harvey, Strano, Mulrich, Houshill, Booker, and Dave Schatz moving on to top 6.
Wow, so now we're into the super lates, So the Vitor super late model taking the line right now, a guy that I've raced with quite a bit, a fierce competitor. I've got to be good friends with this guy, Gary Walsh. Always a solid guy. Getting ready, he takes the wave, hard left-hand turn. Here's another guy that really pushes hard. It'll be quite the push through 1 and 2 through the big sweeping slalom. Going to make a hard charge onto the backstretch. Navigate this long slalom, then he's going to take that slow turn in, makes it look pretty good. Just a little bit of tail happy from Walsh, pushes down into the carousel, holding her tight, looking pretty good from Walsh so far. The tail pretty happy right there. A hard charge down through the middle in the infield, making the hard left, going to climb the banking. So far, so good for Walsh. I know he's really trying to get all he can out of this thing to stay in it. Through the box, going to let her drift high, set himself up for the push to the home.
Viking equipped, Gary Walsh.
How about a 52.884 out of Gary Walsh?
52.884, solid time and super late. I believe he's also associated with Suspension Geek. Shout out to them, Rodney and Susie.
I think he put the rest of the field on notice that they can't just lollygag, Ramey.
Nope,
they got to get after it.
That's a good run.
So we was talking about this guy earlier. You talk about a super accomplished circle track guy, a super accomplished autocross guy, a very accomplished time attack guy. After dark speed, Ryan Matthews just gets the wave. Going to take that hard left to get up on the track.
After dark speed development car C6Z06. Lack of aero on this, so keeping her old school with Ryan Matthews, but he puts her in a shootout yet again. Veteran of every shootout at UMI's King of the Mountain, presented by Summit Racing Equipment here in Vitor Tires super late model.
Matthew was working her down into the carousel. Nice tight turn. Going to make the hard charge through the center. Looking good so far. Handles Corn Dog really nicely, making that hard left onto the backstretch. Really nice run shaping up so far for Matthews. Pushing hard down the back. Ducks under. You'll watch him duck in this box. Does it with ease. Going to drift high. He'll turn her down low and get after it for the big, strong finish out of the After Dark Speed Z06.
Matthews through the lights.
How about a 53.956 for Ryan Matthews?
Man, that was a flyer by Gary Walsh.
Oh, no doubt. I told you, Walsh shows up.
If you put a second on Ryan Matthews, that's serious business.
Oh,
that's big boy stuff right there.
Matthews is no joke, man. To be faster than him, you've really done something. Looks like we got a Porsche 911 Turbo here, Ramey.
Okay, Josh Lippman pulling out. He's in about 9th gear by the second set of cones.
I've enjoyed watching Lippman all weekend long, man. This guy really puts it down.
I told him he was making it look pretty exciting in that mild, nimble, well, not mild, but anyhow, there's a lot of stuff that keeps those Porsches in line. I don't even know what it is, but anyhow, he had that thing sideways and back and forth and up and down.
Oh, man, it's like this guy don't even pay attention to that stuff. He must drive through it.
He said it doesn't feel like that in the car, so that's good.
charging hard to the hard left-hander to get on the backstretch. Lippman looking good so far. Big push down the back. You'll watch him duck low. You'll watch him duck low one more time to get through the box. He's going to let her drift high in about 87 gear changes and a lot of technology coming at you.
Lippman rips it through the finish.
How about a 5.343 for Lippman?
Lippman puts her currently in P2 for Lippman. So we have Gary Walsh, Lippman, Ryan Matthews, now Doug Rouse.
We're going to go to a whole nother continent, get back to the Corvette world. Rouse, good-looking car here. He's been solid all weekend long. Looks like he gets the wave to go ahead. Left hand takes the course. This C7's been cooking all weekend long as he navigates the 1 and 2 slaloms over here. Going to make a big push down the backstretch. You'll see him duck low right here. High, low one more time, then a real hard left to get onto the infield transition strip. Now he's in the infield making a hard charge. Nice tight turn through the carousel. Going to be full throttle down here making a charge across the infield to get back. Wants to get up on that banking just as quick as he can so he can use all that throttle in that big vet, Ramey.
Yeah, Rouse, one of those national champion drivers, 5 SCCA national championships and 4-time Pro Solo national championship, 4-time KOTM qualifier, pulls it down.
Hard charge to the end.
Rouse, what do we got for Dougie?
$53,774, I think is what I just heard confirmed. How about Justin Peachy out here?
That's Parambo.
Oh, this is Parambo? There's a couple.
Oh, no, I lied. That's Danny Weller. Downforce coaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Weller
That's
at
Weller.
C06. This guy, another guy, been hard charging all weekend long. We've got a couple of black C8s, and my eyes not quite as good as they used to be, but Weller getting it done here. You'll watch him charge hard down to the carousel.
So let's talk about Weller, 2024 Optima Outlaw champion, NASA TT2 champion, SCCA shootout winner, and co-owns a company, Downforce Coaching, with multiple track records across the country.
No doubt he could be a coach. Listen to this flat plane crank scream on the last part of this course.
Yeah, he's going to listen to for this upshift and rip through the finish there with Weller. Pulls it down, nice clean line through there.
Ed, listen to it scream. That's awesome job right here for Weller. Watched him do this all weekend long. The guy, it's no doubt he's a coach because he's put it down all weekend long.
Yeah, he's been at the top of the charts all weekend.
What was this one, Ramey?
Never been here before. Weller with a 53.777. That one from Gary Walsh is still freaking awesome.
Well, man. I told you, Walsh shows up. So this must be my other brother, Justin Peachy.
That's Justin Peachy, yep.
So Justin taking the course.
Vittor Tires Super Late model in the Vittor car.
So you know you're doing something right when it's all around. You're double dipping. So Peachy's going to duck low, get on this transition right here. Peachy doing peachy things, going to charge hard into this carousel. Guarantee it's, oh, no, Peachy with a cone. Overdrove the corner. Peachy gets a cone. I'm having nightmares, Ramey. I don't see him doing a showtime though. There's not 86 more cones. Maybe he's not as mad as I got.
Just a single.
So Peachy getting after it. Tough luck for Justin Peachy right there.
Peachy with the cone, so that's going to maybe derail his chances here in Super Late. You may have seen this car before.
He is super fast, but 2 seconds is hard to overcome, Ramey.
You may have seen this guy, Sean Krebsbach, Fargo, North Dakota.
I think he's been a couple-time champ here at KOTM. So this guy's been a couple of time champ, right?
Yeah, last year and 4 or 3 years ago. You hear him wastegate blowing off there. I guarantee you he has the boost turned up.
So all weekend long, I have argued that this car sounded a little flat and not typical of how a Krabsbach always sounds. And suddenly it shows up very crisp and a whole lot of boost sounds going
Weird.
on. So I think he might have saved a little bit for the shootout, Ramey.
It's highly possible.
These guys, there's strategy to this, folks. It's not just get out there and push on the throttle. There's a lot of thought goes into this racing. It's really a poker game, or a chess match, I should say.
Krebsbach, time attack specialist. Man, that thing's handling down the straightaway right now.
You'll watch him let her drift high. You're going to hear some boost noises coming to the line.
Nice and clean shifter there.
Oh, how about this, Ramey? 51.780 out of the champ.
Wow, weird. Strange how that happens there, Krebsbach. Nice run, dude.
It's amazing. Awesome job, guy. He obviously had just a least little bit of boost left for the night show. Oh, Jamie Elliott rolling up to the line. This is a monster of a C5, folks. Huge inch LS with mega RPMs. Sadev sequential, Haltech computer. This thing's got all the electronic gadgets, anti-lock brakes, traction control. I've watched this guy drive with a computer a lot through my career. Jamie Elliott charging down toward the carousel.
454 cubic inch LS under the hood. Nice aero on that bad boy. Cam national champion. We got a lot of national champions here in the top 48.
You're probably getting ready to hear approaching or maybe exceeding 8,000 RPMs on this charge down the back.
Look at that thing go down the backstretch, JB.
Yeah, through the box with ease. You'll watch him let it drift high. Now let's listen to some sequential action. Oh, Elliott misses a box. That'll be a DNF for Jamie Elliott. He goes off course, misses a cone.
Man, a rare mistake for Jamie Elliott. Pointer cone's pointing uphill, and he hangs a hard left below it.
I'd like to point out that my honorary Peachy brother getting ready to take the field. Got 2 extra cylinders out here. Been P1 more than once this weekend, Eric Peachy.
Peachy argues a little bit about that V10 because he says it's a tractor motor, so it's not a high performance thing, but hey, whatever it is.
That's the fastest tractor I've ever seen, Ramey.
Yep, and we're going to give a shout out here to Eric Peachy for Mid-Atlantic Car Fest. So in October, we're going to be here at UMI for one of the stops of Mid-Atlantic Car Fest.
Right.
A bunch of shenanigans and hoodlums and whatever, but they're going to do drag racing somewhere, road racing, oval track, and autocross.
Sounds like a lot of fun. As Peachy gets the wave, you'll see this Viper do a lot of work. The only Viper in the shootout tonight, the only Viper in the field. Like I say, on more than one occasion through the weekend, Peachy has put that Viper to the P1 position, charging hard down the backstretch. Guarantee you there's a big smile on this young man's face right now. He loves what he does, Ramey, he charges the carousel.
He's been deep in the finals before, and I don't know if it was last year or the year before, he actually broke a suspension mount and still went fast. He's like, something felt a little strange. Well, yeah, no kidding, dude.
Man, I watched this guy with a concussion one time, not that I had anything to do with it.
You did.
So I watched this guy beat 3/4 of the field with a concussion. Talk about talent behind the wheel.
He clears that last cone cleanly.
Eric Peachy looking good with a 52.230. I'm thinking that gets him toward the front, Ramey.
I'm seeing the cone call on that one, though. I haven't confirmed it. We'll audit that and see what happens.
I didn't see any cone workers run, but nothing I say is official. I think I hear him. We got a +2.
Okay, here's a fast dude here, driving shoe, Aaron Shue.
Aaron Shue. This guy, good friend of mine, awesome driver, awesome dude, great family man. Hear him on the rev limiter right here, a few sparks flying as he's dragging some splitter, charging hard to get to that backstretch. I know he's wanting to hurry and get it down on the infield, make up some time right here.
Co-drives with his buddy Josh Luster Aaron Shue getting a nod this time.
Both these guys, I'm guessing they had to thumb wrestle to see who was going to drive in the shootout. They were both so fast. Shue hard charging through the center of the infield, getting ready to make that hard turn in the Evo.
I believe Shue won autocross week before, Summit Racing Autocross week.
I raced that week with him. I watched him do it, Ray.
Yeah,
this
good.
guy's a very accomplished driver as you watch him drift high. Get ready for the boost noises as Shue brings it home. On the
Rev
limiter just
right
before
at the end.
line.
Aaron Shue. P2 for Shue. P2 for Aaron Shue, right behind Krebsbach. Nice job, buddy.
I told you this guy's accomplished, but now, Ramey, right here you got to be serious a minute. Look who's on the line. Cody Hunt. This guy always shows up. Getting ready to take that hard left.
Cody Hunt, Grid Warrior 76 on Instagram, running car number 76 here at UMI's King of the Mountain in Vitor Super Late. Strano equipped, has that good Strano sauce under the suspension on that bad boy. Nice AJ Hartman aero, helped develop that in the wind tunnel. Just all-around awesome vehicle there with a great driver behind the wheel.
Man, he handles that carousel really tight, looking good, charging through the center. Hunt is absolutely a wheelman as he takes that left-hand turn to climb on the banking. When this guy's on it, man, he's one of the fastest guys I've ever watched drive a race car as he ducks low to get through the box, let her drift high, and he's going to bring it home, Ramey.
Clears that last trouble cone, rips it through the finish in the 76. Cody Hunt, P3. Pretty good run, 52-302, 52-302. Now here's a wild man, Simon Gagnon from
We
Canada.
watched this guy sandbag and sandbag
He's
and
a
come out of
bagger.
nowhere. And, man, puts it to P1. And I said, well, it could be a flyer, and he backs it up on the very next run, Ramey. This guy's for real. This guy is for real. Watch him as he charges 1 and 2. Going through the slalom, trying to get on this backstretch where he can let the thing eat. Looking good so far, getting ready to duck down and make that hard, slow segment of the course. Still looking good, charging down to the carousel. You're getting to hear all kinds of boost noises. Going to charge this center hard, guaranteed. Looking good as he crosses over, getting ready to take the hard left to get back up on the backstretch.
Gagnon is the Red Jacket 2023 XA National Champion at Lincoln, so he has a SCCA National Championship under his belt, and STI revs to 9,000 RPM, he says.
And
through the
flying
traps,
through the
Gagnon,
line.
what do we got?
Looks like a 52.292 for Gagnon.
Gagnon puts her in P3 behind Krebsbach and Shue. So we have 3 all-wheel drives up front in Vitor Super Late.
I really think there was some boost games going on earlier in the day, Ramey, by the look at this.
We're going to go ahead and audit these times, make sure everything's looking good on the Pronto timing system. Hearing Darren DeSimo, the owner of Pronto Timing, might be watching on the live stream. Shout out to you, Darren. Thanks for all the help this weekend, keeping the timing on track.
So right now, we know that all our super late guys are waiting anxiously to hear these audited results. I'm still calling it. I think our guys with the boost were all sandbagging earlier today, saving something for the end of the night. So we're still waiting on that audit to come in. We want to be 100% certain before we give you the results. So we've just got confirmation. The word comes in on your top 6. P6, number 57, Josh Lippman in the Turbo Porsche. Gary Walsh in that wicked C5 in P5, number 37. P4 is going to be car 76, Cody Hunt in that awesome 2017 Chevrolet Corvette. Rolling off in the P3 spot is going to be Simon Ganon in the Subaru that you just watched make a pass, the blue STI. P2, Aaron Shue in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, car number 24. And number 1, the multi-time champ, Sean Kresbach, 06 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. Looks like we're getting ready to start it over now with the top 6 guys. Looks like we're going to be running the early models first. Sean Aldinger gets the wave, getting ready to take the course. Aldinger with the sequential, getting ready to charge the turns 1 and 2, going through the slalom. Looking good so far, pushing hard to get on the backstretch. May hear some sequential things going on as he navigates the slow part of the course right here. Charging hard through the transition, headed down to the carousel, front end plants down as Aldinger makes that hard turn look easy. Charging across the center, see a little brake lights as he transitions over, making the left-hand turn to climb back up on the backstretch now. Aldinger gonna let that big inch small block and the sequential eat, small block LS I should say, through the box. Gonna let her drift high. Gonna make that hard run home. Sean Aldinger. $54.8 for Sean Aldinger. Jeb Scott in that beautiful Ronnie Scott 63 Corvette split window. Gets the wave. Takes a hard left-hand turn to get out there. Get ready for sequential noises. Jeb charging hard down into turn 1. Making that slalom. Getting on the backstretch. More slalom action for the 63. Getting ready to turn down in through the slow spot. Scott making it look good, a little bit tail happy right there. Pushing hard into the carousel. Scott pushes a little bit wide. Everything's under control though. Charging hard across the infield. No problems past Corn Dog Corner. Taking the left. Oh, way too hot. Taking the hard left. Looks like we've got several cones, an off course, a spin. It appears as though nothing's hurt too bad. He's back underway, so no harm, not much of a foul, but looks like that's probably the end of the day for Jeb Scott. I can give the confirmation to Uncle Ron. I believe that the car is okay, so everything's good as Ron takes the field. So a little bit of pressure off for Ron Scott as he gets ready to take the wave in that beautiful green wood-bodied Corvette on a SpeedTech chassis. Got a DCT transmission, big inch LS, Smitty built car. Already, just in its first few races, has won several events already. Won some prizes on the car show side of things. Been in several booths. I think the car was at SEMA even. Already a pretty acclaimed car, and it's still very, very early in its life under the Scott Family Racing banner. So we're just seconds away before Ron Scott getting his wave out to take the course. Our start man, Jake, in position, just getting ready to hear the word to send him on go. Ron strapped in, hands on the wheel, focused, ready to go. And we get the wave. Look for Ron to come out and take that hard left and attack this course. Pushing hard down into turns 1 and 2. Looking good so far. Backside of 2, looking to get on that backstretch just as fast as he can right here. Still in the slalom on the backstretch, going to make the slow transition right here, but he does it really good. Scott looking good as he charges down to the carousel. Going to make that hard left hand. A nice tight carousel exit, looking good so far, really charging hard across the middle of the infield. Get ready to set up the left-hand turn to get on the back. Still looking good. Climbs the back onto the back stretch. A lot of throttle out of the Scott in the Greenwood vet. Down through the box. Lets it drift up a little. Now look for Scott to bring it home right here. And looks like a super pass for Ron Scott with a 5.3.696.
53.696 for Ron Scott. He said the new Greenwood car has 100 more horsepower than the 63 split one window that he won everything with anyway.
Yeah, I was just saying how this car's already got lots of acclaims after only a handful of events, as Stephen Ike gets out onto the course in the Nova. Takes a quick shift, charges hard down into 1 and 2 through that long sweeping slalom.
Steve Ike in LS7 in his Chevy 2, hails from Raymond, Ohio. He says, small car, big motor. That's what we like.
Ike crossing that transition, charging down to the carousel, plants the nose of that thing, splitter right on the ground, a really tight exit, and a hard charge across the center. Passing Corn Dog Corner, getting ready to set up the big hard left here to get on the backstretch. Still looking in really good shape. Now the hard push down the backstretch.
Steve's dad's here and his son Austin, so he has 3 generations, older and younger, watching Steve power it through the NASCAR 4 exit through the finish.
And a nice job for Steve Ike.
Ike moves her up to P2.
P2
2/10 out of
Steve
first.
Ike.
Uncle Ron in P1, Ike Aldinger, and then Jeb Scott with the DNF, so he'll be probably out.
Oh, we're just getting word. Ike +1. Tough break for Ike.
Hearing Ike is +1.
Jeff Scott taking the field now, and another Scott Family Racing Corvette. On the backside of turn 2, still looking good. Lots of throttle in that car. Working the slalom, getting ready to get to the slow part of the course here. Scott turns in, makes it look easy. Charging hard down to the carousel.
We've been saying it all weekend, JB. Jeffrey Scott really coming into his own. Was in a shootout last month, shootout this month here at King of the Mountain.
This guy's going to show up with a win one of these days, Ramey. It's just a matter of time.
A+ powder coaters, early models, pretty awesome. Lots of side pipes, lots of thundering through the finish. Let's see if Jeffrey can pull it down past this last cone.
Hard push to the finish for Jeff Scott.
Clean through there, clean shift.
A 53.648 if it's clean.
Let's listen for the claps from the peanut gallery down yonder. Jeffrey Scott, P1. He saw the time on the board. He is pumped.
The Schoon machine out on the course. A little bit of smoke from the back of the Camaro, but all seems well. Charging 1 and 2 down here, trying to get his way onto the backstretch fast as possible. Still looking good through the long slalom here. Getting ready to sled up that slow part of the course. Schoon turns in, still looking good and under control. Charges hard down to the carousel.
More family fun here at UMI. Schoon hangs it back in.
Whole lot of tail wag out of the Schoon machine.
Father Allen's going to be wondering what happened there. Still, father and son racing is where it's at. Watching Adam go down the backstretch.
Making a hard push down the backstretch. You'll watch him duck low, high, dip into the box. Then he's going to let her drift up to set it for that hard push to the finish right here. Schoon, full throttle right here.
Schoonmaker 54,978 clean, 54,978 clean. I believe we might have our final here in early model. Let's get confirmation.
Looks like that was our 6.
Yep. I have a new data analyst this year. Well, it's actually the second year. My sister Jody Potter from the Emily Whitehead Foundation, activating the cure for childhood cancer. She's here doing numbers for us up in the booth, me and JB, because we ain't too good with numbers, but she's keeping track of the data for us. She's going to check with Cammie, get the audit, make sure we see who's P1 and P2. If it's who I think it is, this is going to be a great story. Okay, I'm hearing from Cammie and Jody, confirmed Jeffrey Scott II and Uncle Ron, P1 and P2 in A+ powder coaters early model. Rob Terrian on course. I think we might see some bad news there from NASCAR Turn 1. We'll wait for confirmation, but looks like you may have nipped a cone there on the entrance to Turn 1. And maybe a second one. I see another cone worker running. Sometimes things just go a little sideways for you, figuratively and literally. I'm seeing Rob Terrian +2, Rob Terrian +2. We're here on the Viking live stream with Bernie Duplon in EPEC mid model. Duplon in the 111. Nice and precise for Bernie. Down the backstretch. Bernie owns a company called Pro Touring Products. Designs an awesome 3-link for the rear of these G-bodies. Nothing better than running fast on your home-built stuff. Duplon through NASCAR start finish. Clean 54.422, 54.422. That is a blistering time for mid-model. Great job, Bernie. Up next, Medium Schmitty. Jake Shannon launches him. Medium Schmitty pulling out, grabs the next gear already in the Sadev.
I'm really proud of my nephew this weekend, Ramey. He's doing an awesome job. Charging through the exit of turn 2, getting on the backstretch. Nephew Mitty Schmitty making it look easy so far.
So race director Roger Irvine drove this car last year, I think, here.
Big problems out of Mitty Schmitty right there, off pace.
I don't know what happened. Said the power was insane on the Smitty Mobile, but might have had a minor electronical error there.
Looks like he's back underway. Good throttle now. Don't know what happened over there. Smitty charging down the back. You'll watch him duck in the box. Going to drift up high and set that third gen up for a long push home.
Sound a little soft there, JB.
Yeah, he did. I think there's more to it than what we're thinking right there, Ramey, at a 55.157 for Mitty
That's
Smith.
still a good time. That is a good time.
Considering what happened to him over there in the transition, not a bad time at all.
In a game of milliseconds, something like that really hoses you. But
so the Angry Smurf and Big Smitty getting ready to take course. Hard left. You'll hear the sequential change and a big push into turns 1 and 2. Another sequential shift as we go. Charging hard through 1 and 2. And Smitty having problems off the pace. Smitty just rolling through the backstretch. Looks like he's lost power. Smitty at very underpowered. Doesn't even try to take the infield. He's just going to bring it home. Looks like it's the end of the day for Big Smitty and the Angry Smurf.
Yeah, Big Smitty going to save the crankshaft, and I see
Also,
a cone
a
under
bunch
there
of cones
too.
Underneath.
Oh,
so.
he might have aborted the mission if he blasted a cone.
Yeah, probably so. Bad day for Smitty right there.
Jake, hold the start. Jake Shannon, hold the start. Okay, thumbs up from Chief Starter. We got to get that cone off the front stretch. I see Big D, Dustin Houts going out to get it. Oh, no, that's Ryan Kirkwood.
That's the big boss putting in work.
He needs to work.
Hey, I hear the Ryan Kirkwood fan club out here. Big guy finally getting after it. Nice job, Ryan Kirkwood.
He has 3 fans.
Hey, looks like we're getting ready to send Corey Williams in that super bad carbon fiber, highly aeroed Camaro. Once again, I think he does have the engine in this car for sale. Corey, another fierce competitor and hard charger.
Corey Williams, the Good Guys national champion, no stranger to the big stage, has also won here before multiple times. That thing is one bad unit, and it just got faster when he put that homemade aero on it. You got that wild splitter on the front holding the nose down, counterbalanced by the big aero on the back end. Big horsepower under the hood, plus a good driver. Corey Williams.
Corey with the hard charge across the center, getting ready to put it up on the banking. If you like what you're seeing out of that car, this guy also builds custom cars, so you can get a hold of Corey Williams. I think I heard a little bit of rev limiter there, Ramey. Letting her drift up. He's getting ready to set it up for a high-speed roll to the finish.
Nice clean shift.
Looks like a 53.548 for Corey Williams.
We got Williams, Duplon, and medium Schmidl. Terrian and Big Smitty's probably out, so let's check Brian Peters in the UMI Camaro.
Peters just gets the wave, getting ready to take the track. Peters in the UMI Performance Camaro. Leaf springs under the back, and he's going to put them to work on this pass, I will guarantee, as he exits turn 2, getting ready to take on the backstretch, working the slalom on the backstretch. Peters looking good so far, navigating the slow part of the course. Not so slow for Peters as he charges down into the carousel.
8-time SCCA national champion. I'm seeing in-car camera once again from the UMI media team.
Peters on all the throttle as he exited the carousel. Once again past Corndog. Climbing the hill, getting ready for another handful of throttle down the backstretch. Pulls the UMI Camaro low. You're going to watch him tip in this box and let her drift.
It might be unprofessional, but I'm voting for the UMI Camaro. Let's check her out. Peters. Ooh.
Oh, misses a shift right there, but still a 53.359. Ramey, I hate to say this, but I think I'm feeling something, buddy.
I ain't feeling nothing, JB.
I'm feeling really excited about this race, but I'm feeling a little pessimistic at the moment.
Okay, I see some light and I see some dark, and I'm going to pray for the light right now.
So Peter's back in his spot. We're waiting on confirmation for the 2 transfer spots.
Man, this in-car camera, JB, is bad to the bone. Okay, car 79 and 9 confirmed, moving on. So Corey Williams and Brian Peters. I'll hold my
battle of the second-gen Camaros.
Couple second-gen Camaros. Williams with the custom build. Brian Peters on the stock front clip, corner max equipped UMI Camaro. I love Corey Williams, but I'm horting for Peters right now.
Like I told you, Ramey, I'm pulling for all these guys. Love them all. But one thing we know for sure, a Scott's going to be an early model champion, and a second-gen Camaro is going to be a mid-model champion.
A-plus powder coaters early model, EPEC mid-model. Pretty awesome. Ron Scott and Jeffrey Scott II on hand for the top 2.
Corey Williams and Brian Peters in the top 2 for the mid-models right here. Shaping up to be 2 awesome dogfight battles here for the championship.
Yeah, then we're going to go to Operational Speed Supply late model. First up, Brian Harvey.
Man,
going to whittle 6 down to 2 in a hurry here.
Had a solid weekend in that 4th-gen Camaro. Gets the wave.
Brian Harvey on deck.
Out on the course, short shifts it, charging down into turn 1. Center of 1 and 2, still looking good. Working the slalom down the backstretch. Getting ready to set up the slow part of the course right here. Turns in, looking a little bit conservative, Harvey. Charging down to the carousel.
Harvey, a top cam competitor from the Michigan area. Got introduced to us by our buddy Aaron Oberly.
Getting ready to turn it to get up onto the back straight. Harvey going to charge down the back straight, pull it down low to duck under those cones.
On the rev limiter.
Ducking through the box, going to let it drift up high, coming toward the finish.
That UMI suspension putting in work. Pulling her down low, Harvey through the traps.
55.509 for Harvey. Looks like we got the drone back in position. Getting the wave out for the Mustang. Takes the hard left. Going to charge down into turn 1 and 2 in the Mustang here.
Sam Strano, right past his sign, stranoparts.com. Clean so far through the first section.
Making the push down the backstretch, working that slalom nicely. Getting ready to work his way into the slow part of the course. Turns in, makes a right, getting ready to charge down to the carousel. Looking good so far. Nice tight turn through the carousel and a hard charge coming off.
If you take a look at Strano, he's always 1 inch or a half inch off the cones. Precision driving to its finest. Sam Strano up onto the backstretch.
Gets a handful of throttle going down the backstretch, pulls it down under the cones, back up a little, through the box, going to let it drift up and set up the homeward push.
Look at that, right through. Grabs the gear right at the cone.
55.205 for Strano.
Strano puts her in P1 with Brian Harvey 0.3 behind. Malrich on deck. JJ Malrich, 3-time in a row.
If anybody can be a spoiler, right here he is, JJ Malrich, taking the course. A short shift, going
Malrich
hard down into
wipers on.
Center of 1 and 2, still looking good. Hard push on the exit of 2. Charging down into the backstretch in that slalom, low, high, low. Getting ready to go low, setting up for the slow part of the course. Malrich looking good. Takes the right, going to charge down into the carousel. Handful of throttle now, splitter on the ground. Nice tight turn through the carousel and a big push through the center. See fire flying off that front splitter as he crosses Corn Dog Corner. Makes that hard left onto the backstretch. Maurich looking like the pro that he is. Getting ready to see him duck the Camaro low while on the rev limiter. Ducks through that box. Going to let it drift up high a little bit. He's going to pull it down. Now let her eat to the finish. J.J. Maurich. A 54.474 for J.J.
J.J. creeps or creeps. Pretty good gap past Sam Strano, Mulrich, Strano, Harvey. Now up, let's see, we got
Super Dave on the line.
Super Dave.
With a name like Super, Dave's got to be good. Looks like we've got the drone ready. I think we're getting ready to make the call to give Super Dave the push to go.
Heard from Josh Jones at Operational Speed Supply. We're in Operational Speed Supply late model.
Dave gets the wave. Charging hard in the Camaro.
Joint track force from Operational Speed Supply.
Dave working that sweeping slalom, getting tongue-tied. He's going so fast. Slaloming down the backstretch, setting up the slowest part of the course. Dave on that transition makes a hard right to charge down to the carousel. See a little fire off the splitter as he sets it up. Nice tight turn through the carousel. I hear him with a whole handful of throttle as he approaches Corn Dog. Getting ready, some more fire flying off. Hard left, climbing up that banking to make the charge.
All that K-Tech power going through the back tires for Super Dave. Let's see if he can pull the nose down.
Turns it down.
Oh, so close. Good job, Dave. Through the traps. What do we got for Super Dave?
Wow, a 52.270 for Super Dave.
52.270, 52.270.
I think that's P1.
That is P1 by 2 seconds.
So BRZ out on the course.
Ken Halshill, Operational Speed Supply late model.
Ken, the course designer in the BRZ, got his head wrapped around this course pretty good from looking at his last times. Going through the slalom on the backstretch, coming into the slowest part, the transition here, making it look easy with the small width and wheelbase BRZ. Really tight turn through the carousel, going to make a charge here. Looking really good here. A lot of fire off the splitter as he crosses that hump.
Ken Halshill is the 2021 SCCA Pro Solo Champion. Made King of the Mountain shootout on his first try in his daily driver. Home-built shocks and a hair-up supercharger.
As Halshill goes high, pulls it down under the cones, making that charge to the finish. At a 53.069, very solid lap right there for Ken.
Halshill moves it into P2. Ken Halshill in P2. So now we got the spoiler.
But we
Dennis
do
Booker.
have the spoiler. He shows up when it counts, Ramey.
He might be able to beat Dave, but we'll see.
Gets the wave. Hard push going into one. I'm hearing boost noises as we're getting up shifts to charge the corner. Through that long sweeping slalom. Looking good right here. Charging onto the backstretch. Slalom on the back. Going high, going low. High again, low. Setting himself up for the slow part. There again, not so slow out of these guys. Fire off the splitter as he crosses some humps. Sets the carousel up and a big handful of boost coming out.
So this course is pretty fast for autocross, and the aero, I think, could be in effect on a lot of these cars. They got them really low, got the splitters really close, JB. Have you ever ran a splitter?
I've had a splitter. I've killed cones with splitter. As we watch the little 240 climb the bank. Oh, I believe we've got a cone, Ramey, as we're coming to the line.
Booker might have his first.
51.848. I think that's the first man in the 51s. But sadly, I believe he's got a cone on the run. What a pass.
Booker.
What a pass. Sadly, we're waiting to get confirmation. I think we've got a cone on the run. I do believe that was the last of our late models, so we will be waiting on confirmation of our top 2 that's going to make the transfer. So we just received confirmation. Ramey's going to bring you the results right here.
Yeah, confirmed from the timing trailer. Ken Halseel in the mighty little BRZ moving on, and Super Dave. So Booker had an absolutely massive raw time, just nipped a cone out of the box to give him a 2-second penalty. So Schatz and Halseel moving on. Now to the big boys in super late. Gary Walsh pulling up.
And the Vitor super late. This guy can surprise you, Ramey. I've watched him do it time and again.
I don't know if it was a surprise or not, but he was absolutely blasting this last time. Gary Walsh hanging left onto the front stretch over the NASCAR start-finish.
Walsh making that hard charge for the sweeping column. See a little bit of brake lights out of Walsh. Looking awesome as he goes through, though, getting on that back stretch and the slalom across the back. Doing the low, high again, setting up the low part. Walsh turns in, way tail happy for Walsh in the transition. Nice recovery, though. You got to be spectacular. Walsh coming around the carousel. Big handful of throttle while he's going across the center of the infield. See some brake lights at Corn Dog. Brake lights making that hard left. Now jumping up onto the backstretch. Going to make a hard push to the cones in the back.
If the drone was there, JB, it's going to be some pretty good footage. We'll see what Gary can do here coming down the front stretch.
I'll bet Ariel Jim's got that.
Through the traps, all good and clean, other than that little bauble there.
Even after the bauble of 53.473 for Walsh, I'm sure hoping Ariel Jim, ArielJim.com, got that. Going to be a good shot for Walsh.
Josh Lippman getting ready to hang a hard left on starter Jake Shannon's go ahead. We're racing the clock here.
911 Turbo S with all the gadgets, and this guy drives past them all, Ramey.
We're racing the clock and racing the milliseconds and racing for rain. So there's a lot of racing going on here, JB.
We got another dimension, more excitement to this, Ramey. I'm glad I'm not driving. I don't think I could take it.
I know. I'd be watching the weather and watching the times and watching a live stream.
Watching the big turbo Porsche, getting a handful of that boost as he's going across the infield here. See a little brake light past Corn Dog, maybe a little bobble. Handful of brakes and a charge up onto the backstretch.
I don't know how he makes that Porsche so out of shape.
Lippman driving the wheels off that Porsche.
Out of shape, but in shape, but out of shape. But in shape.
Hey, he does it all every pass. Somehow Lippman makes it work. Number 57 crosses the finish line at a 53.050 for Lippman.
53.050 Lippman. We're going to see two-time champ Krebsbach rolling out in car 21. Two-time champ, last year's champion.
Krebsbach gets the wave. I still say he was saving some boost for last, Ramey, as you watch him make a hard charge down the front stretch into 1 and 2.
You see that little drift action there?
I saw that. That's what happens with all the boost and four-wheel dig as Krebsbach gets into the slalom on the backstretch.
He's like, what's this? Oh, wastegate. Shut it.
Confirmed as he makes a hard push down to the carousel. Guarantee you to hear the boost noises as he gets a handful of throttle going across the infield right here. See some brake lights, maybe even a wheel up a little bit as he crosses over. Makes the hard left. Ooh, wide, but no cones. Making the charge down the backstretch, going to bring it low, getting ready to tip into the box down here. Let's watch him bring it home, Ramey.
I hear splitter, I hear boost, I hear shifting.
The champ at a 51.906. This may be our first clean pass into the 51s.
51.9 for Krebsbach. We'll wait to confirm with Cammy if we got a cone or not.
If this is clean, I do believe this is our first venture into the ones. And we got Hot Shoe, Aaron Shoe, taking the hard left, getting on course.
Guarantee he had a pep talk or two with Josh Luster. What do I need to do, Josh, to dethrone Krebsbach?
I'm hearing splitter, I'm hearing rev limiter, I'm seeing sparks off the splitter, I'm seeing fire off the brakes, but I do believe Shoe got a cone on the backstretch. I see more fire flying off the splitter. Cone workers, we need to check the backstretch for a cone coming up off of the turn in the infield.
Oh, they're waiting so that they don't get hit.
Believe that is confirmed.
It's probably a good idea.
I believe Shoe saw it. I heard him go slowly past. Shoe bringing it home. Not very aggressive at the moment.
He's still going to roll it through the finish there, JB. On the limiter right at the end.
I will guarantee you Aaron Shoe heartbroken over that cone.
+2 for Shoe.
We get a confirmation of +2 for Shoe. Tough break for Aaron Shoe. Probably, if there is a favorite, one of the favorites to win the whole thing. Cody Hunt making it out on track in the wicked C7. A little bit of brake light as he rushes through the slalom here. Cody Hunt, hard charging, knows he's got to go if he's going to make the transfer spot.
The Strano Shocks putting in work. Strano Penske's on the Cody Hunt mobile. Lots of aero, lots of technology, lots of data analysis. Great guy behind the wheel.
Hunt looking awesome through the carousel. Whole lot of throttle across the middle, getting ready to set it up to get on that backstretch. Seeing some brake lights here. Maybe a little tail hanging out right there,
that pivot,
Ramey.
though, looked nice and clean, though. Maybe just enough to get that car turned and pointed early. This is the tricky spot right here, JB. Pulls it down, and he is clean.
Hard on the throttle.
Power it through. What do we got for
Cody Hunt? 51.874. I believe that could be our fastest pass, folks. 51.874 if he's clean. I'm just hearing +1 for Hunt. Did I hear that correctly? +1.
Simon Gagnon on the line?
Little brake lights, yet still hard charging down into turn 1 for Gagnon. Exit of turn 2, getting ready to push into that slalom on the backstretch.
That was a real burner for Hunt, too. Shame on the +1 for Cody Hunt.
Making a push to the carousel. Hearing a lot of boost noises, a lot of wastegates popping off. Big handful of throttle as he's crossing over in the infield here, past Corn Dog. Going to make the hard left hand up the hill.
Currently clean. Simon Gagnon was the fastest car on the property over the first 2 days.
Dipping through the box, going to let her drift high, turn this thing down, and and a cone at the last minute.
Blast that final cone.
So the fastest pass at a 51.673 raw time, but it's going to be plus a cone, 2 more seconds. We've got these cones out everywhere. Not sure who's going to make the transfer in this one. Going to have to be a little math done.
Yeah, we'll check the audit here from Cammie and Jody here in a second.
Man, what a dogfight. This is why people like me get hurt in this. You hit cones, Ramey, it takes you out. If you're lucky and everybody hits a cone, maybe the math works in your favor. Looks like big Ron Scott in the Greenwood Corvette getting staged up. We're trying to rush this thing along before the inclement weather rolls in. Let everybody run on as dry a track as we can run. We're still working on the math from timing.
Waiting for confirmation.
This is a tough call. The timing booths and scoring booths really got to work hard on this one, man. What a turn of events when we have so many cones.
Okay, we got confirmation from Cammie and timing. Josh Lipman, car number 57, moving on, and the big dog, Sean Krebsbach, moving on as well. 57 Lipman, 21 Krebsbach, going for the big money.
Ron Scott takes the wave out on the course. Hard on the throttle for Ron Scott. Wanting to beat that nephew, pushing hard through the slaloms in 1 and 2. Making his way onto the backstretch, Ron Scott, serious about this thing, running through the slalom, looking good so far, setting up the infield. On the infield, a little bit gentle right there, conservative. He knows what to do, though. A really tight turn, a little bit wide at the carousel. All the throttle coming off, works across the hump, no problem so far. Takes a hard left to get back up on the banking. Ron Scott, all the throttle down the backstretch. Probably going to hear a little limiter as he gets by the cones, dips in the box, going to let it drift high. Get ready to hear some shifting and some full throttle action right here.
Man,
and Ron Scott with a wicked, he lays wicked fast pass down, 53-125. 53-125 for Uncle Ron.
Nephew Jeffrey on deck now.
The nephew's really going to have to step his game up here, Ramey.
I'll tell you what, nothing better, though, having the Smitty and Scott family, Smitty built, Scott driven, Scott owned Corvettes.
Jeff Scott gets the wave out. Takes the short shift, whole lot of throttle through the slalom. You know he wants it, and he wants it bad. Scott pushing hard through 1 and 2. Folks, this is for all the marbles in this class as Jeff Scott working the slalom on the backstretch, going to set up his slow part. Scott looking good. No tail wag for Jeff. Working it down into the carousel. Tight turn, looking good. This may be spelling troubles for Uncle Ron. Jeff really laying it down right here, folks. Pushing hard down into the turn up on the backstretch. See a little bit of brake smoke coming out. You're getting ready to hear a whole handful of throttle right here as he turns it down under. Scott getting ready to tip it into the box. Uncle Ron made it hard on him, but Jeff appears to be answering the call, Ramey, as he's coming to the line. Full throttle. Wow, what a run. 53-725. Only tenths separate the Scott guys.
Ron Scott, confirmation, probably waiting a little bit, but he's going to be your champion.
Unofficially, Uncle Ron has got this thing, but we got to wait on confirmation to be sure. Jeffrey gave one more valiant effort.
Okay, I heard from timing, 78 is your class champion. 78 is your class champion. Nothing to sneeze at, though. Both Scott's going to take home some cash.
Congratulations, Ron Scott.
Now,
early model class champion in the fresh Smitty-built Greenwood C3 Corvette.
So Ron Scott's going to go get weighed, actually. You know what? Maybe after. Oh, yep. Yeah, Roger's running. Race director Roger's running. Make sure Ron Scott gets weighed.
Angela, catch Ronnie. Tell him to go get weighed. Hey, they got him stopped before he got in his stall. Everything's good.
Making sure there's no shenanigans there.
That's right. Ronnie going to get weighed is Corey Williams getting the wave, getting ready to take the old Camaro Rocket out for one last pass. Corey knows what to do. He's going to give it all he's got. I can guarantee you. He's got that arrow, and he's going to try to use every bit of it on this pass, Ramey, as Corey Williams charges hard into the slaloms on the backstretch. He knows this is for class champion and all the marbles as he turns in through the slow transition. Going to charge hard down at the carousel. Williams trying his best to lay down a time to put the pressure on Peters. A little bit of tail wag coming from him. Hard charge across the center through the infield, getting ready to climb the banking on the back. Watch Corey put the pedal to the metal right here as he goes dips under the cone. Little bit of rev limiter.
EPEC Performance mid-model, bringing the excitement here at UMI Motorsports Park. Clean past the last cone.
Good shift. Good run. 53.022 for Corey Williams.
53.022.
He puts Peters on notice. Man, I showed up to race.
I got the chills there, JB.
You talk about a dogfight. What an awesome way to finish. Peters gets the wave in the UMI Camaro. A short shift, hard throttle, diving down into 1 and 2 through the slalom right here. Peters knows he's got to get something here because the time's been laid on him. pushing hard down into the slalom. Low, high, low. Low again, turning into the slow spot, making it look good, though. Peters, I don't think he's shaking, Ramey. He's really turning up the wick as he goes through the carousel.
His focus is incredible. I don't think I've ever seen a game face like Peters. He is locked in when he's in race mode, that's for sure.
Another instance, the time was laid down, but I believe the man behind him is doing his best to answer the call. I don't think he's going to leave anything out there, Ramey, as he dips through the box, lets her drift high. We're getting ready to watch the UMI Camaro E. Oh, Peters gets a cone. Peters gets a cone. And a 52.712 and a cone.
Put down a burner. I think we're going to get confirmation, but Corey Williams may be your class champion.
Man, what a pass by Peters. Unbelievable, and just at the last second nips a cone. Unofficially, I think we got Corey Williams P1, Peters P2, waiting to make 100% sure. We got Super Dave pulling up to the line.
Corey Williams going to be going for the big money. Up next, Brian Peters blasts that last cone. Man, that was a close one, JB.
Man, what racing, Ramey. I'm still excited, though. Look at what's coming. Super Dave getting pumped up. I see him clapping in the car, talking to himself, waiting on that wave to go. As soon as we get the drone, I believe the drone's in position.
So we see Corey Williams getting weighed, and also the UMI Camaro going to get weighed. Just keep Corey honest. Super Dave.
Okay, we're getting the wave, Ramey. Super Dave to take the course.
Jake Shannon launches Super Dave onto the front stretch.
Man, Super Dave charging hard through 1 and 2. Here's another man. He wants to post a big number, or actually a low number on the board. Make a statement right here. Dave pushing hard through the transition, looking good. Handful of throttle right here, headed down to the carousel. Dave a little bit wide. Big handful of throttle right here as he's going across the middle. I'm seeing firefly off splitters, brakes glowing. I hear throttle opening wide open, getting ready to duck down under some cones, headed to the box.
He's going to have to crank the K-Tech here at the finish, JB.
Dave with all the throttle coming to the finish.
Super Dave.
A 52.065 for the Super
One. Dangerously
1.
close to a 51 in that big car. JB,
wow.
That's amazing.
52.065 for the Super 1.
Halsey getting ready to launch.
I think Ken Halsell knows he's got his work cut out for him here, Ramey. Getting ready to take the launch. If there's anybody that's got ice in his veins, though, you're looking at him. This guy can do it.
Oh, yeah,
we just get word there's debris on the track.
Putting Kirkwood to work again.
Ryan Kirkwood, I saw him washing dishes last night. Now he's out picking up debris.
And people are still cheering when we see Ryan.
This guy's everywhere.
Tell you what, without the Kirk vision, this place wouldn't exist. So big shout out to the boss man, Ryan Kirkwood.
Hey, not too proud to do all the jobs. All right, we get the wave. Halsell on his way into BRZ. Pushing it into turn 1 through the sweeping slalom. Knows he's got to lay down a time here.
Thunder in the background. That's crazy, JB. Can we get this in?
Hey, that's backfiring, Ramey. No thunder at this race. Halsell hard on the transition, pushing hard into the carousel. You're getting ready to see a handful of throttle out of that BRZ. Going to push it hard across the infield, going to the backstretch. More fire off splitters. Oh, wide, and Halsell gets a cone. Halsell gets a cone in the middle over here, getting on the backstretch. He knew he had to throw down a heater, just a little bit too hot for Halsell. We've got to wait on the official results, but it looks to me like Super Dave will be your class champion. We're getting ready to have the Vittor Super Lates, and Josh Lipman out here. He just keeps on coming. Keeps on coming.
Operational speed supply class champion, Super Dave. Super Dave's probably going to make weight in the big girl, number 75. A lot of carbon fiber lightness on that bad boy, though.
Hey, so the man that just keeps on coming, this is like the Energizer Bunny guy, Ramey. Josh Lippman up here in that 911 Turbo, getting her wave, getting ready to take off here. Hard left-hand turn, takes the course. Lippman all over that Turbo. Here's some upshifting, seeing some brake lights, doing all he can do to lay down an awesome time here. He knows he's got it to do. Lippman pushing hard, turning down onto the infield through the slowest part, making it look easy. Lippman pushing into the carousel. Nice tight turn off, handful of boost. Here he comes, Ramey.
Lippman through Corn Dog clean. Cone looks nice there. Up the hill, hanging a hard left onto the backstretch, putting the 911 power down. Gigantic brakes on this bad boy, hauling her down into NASCAR 3. Up the hill, he'll pull it down easy in this car.
Get ready for the boost noises. And Lippman through the lights with a 53.705.
53.705 for Lippman. Krebsbach, we'll see what he can do here.
You know, the boost screw is turned up, the wastegate's wired shut as Krebsbach takes the course.
Time attack specialist Krebsbach doesn't get spooked at any time.
Getting ready to charge the backstretch, headed for the big slalom on the back. Looking good for Krebsbach. Going low, setting up the transition. Still looking good here. A little bit of tires squealing, a little turbo noises. Hard down into the carousel, hard left-hand turn. Big handful of throttle right here as he crosses through the infield. Setting up his climb onto the backstretch. Get ready for all the wastegate noises again, Ramey, as we dip low through the cones right here. Getting ready to set this box up. Lets it drift high. And all the boost coming to the line with a 52.807. We got to wait on the official time.
See if he's clean. Krebsbach moving on. Okay, now here's where it gets freaky, JB. We have our 4 class champions, and we have a little twist this year. Some people know about, some people don't. We haven't done this yet, ever, but tonight, whatever time it is, JB, we're going to run 3 laps at once.
So they're going to get the go and make 3 consecutive laps.
So that means $110 into NASCAR turn 1. That cone wall is going to be looming large. So if you take it conservative and someone else doesn't, you might get a surprise winner or blast something you don't want to.
So we're starting to get a little bit of weather coming. We've got 3 laps. We've got big mile per hour here. We've got a twist at the end, and we've got class champion Ron Scott getting ready to take the wave to make 3 consecutive runs with the Greenwood vet. Smitty goes to the line with Ronnie, giving it one more look over before he lets him go, making sure everything's right. Waiting on Jake to give the signal.
We're rushing her through here, and we got to make sure that these guys take, I hate to say take their time, but that's going to be a little sketchy going into turn 1 there, JB.
Oh, no doubt. You know, just another layer of madness to what is King of the Mountain, Ramey. And Ronald Scott gets the wave. Hard left-hand turn to take the course. I know this guy well, Ramey. He's not going to hold back, no matter how beautiful the car. Ronnie, with the right foot down, enters the slalom on the backstretch.
And a lot can happen in 3 laps, JB.
Through the transition, going to charge down to the carousel. Ron, really tight turn, big handful of throttle to cross over.
Ron Scott Jr., your A-plus powder coaters early model champion.
Oh, and two cones
for Ron Scott.
But it's 3 laps, Ramey. Anything can happen for the other guys, so Ron needs to keep going. Lap 1 complete for Ron Scott.
He gets through there nice, JB.
Pushing hard on the backside of 2. Heading into the slalom on the backstretch. Ron working the Greenwood vet hard, turning it down through the transition. Headed to the carousel. Somebody's blinking their lights at us. Ron, tight turn, going to get a big handful of throttle as he crosses through the infield.
I did not see lightning there, JB. Maybe just from side pipes.
Ron will clean it up this time. Sure enough, cleans up the lap, making the climb up onto the backstretch. Halfway through lap number 2, looking good. He's going to dip it down into the box. Letting her drift high, getting ready to let her eat down into turn 1 one more time. 2 laps complete for Ron Scott.
Man, this is a lot to unpack on a 3-lapper, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt. So he's charging 1 and 2, exiting 2, getting ready for the slalom on the backstretch again. Ron getting ready to turn down on the infield. He's shined through this part of the course so far.
Now, I hate to say it, JB, but this is going to be a little safer this time because he can shut her down once they get to the start-finish on this next lap.
That's right. So big handful again as he's going past Corn Dog. Getting ready to turn left, guaranteed. Don't make that same mistake again. No, sir, clean as Ron climbs up on the bank. Ducking low, getting ready to dip into the box here. He'll drift up, turn it down one more time, and make a big, solid run. 3 laps completed for Ron Scott.
Good job, Ronnie. That is some precision driving no matter what. Ron Scott with a grand total of 167,333, 167,333. 4 of those seconds are penalties, 4 seconds worth of penalties on that one. Corey Williams getting ready to hang the hard left out onto the front stretch.
So Corey Williams, your mid-model class champion, getting ready to take the field. Another guy, a champion driver, multi-event winner, getting ready to take the wave to climb up on the course and see what he can do at the end of 3 laps.
Corey Williams, your EPEC mid-model champion. A-plus powder coaters early model just went. Ron Scott with 167 seconds.
Corey Williams gets the wave. Corey pushing it down into turns 1 and 2.
Corey grabs second gear right off the start, up through the slalom on NASCAR 1 and 2.
Headed for the backstretch. Corey looking maybe running a bit conservative, as I think possibly the track conditions are deteriorating, Ramey. Looking good in the transition, though. Hearing some splitter scrub from Williams, getting ready to get a big push through the center. Williams, I'm hearing all kinds of scrubbing off that front splitter. Must have made some adjustments before this run. A lot of throttle before he ducks under those cones. He appears to me clean so far as he goes high, getting ready to make that big run to complete lap 1. Corey really sending it down into turn 1, doing the long sweeping slalom. I'm seeing the rain a little bit pick up here at the announce booth. Williams working the slalom down the backstretch, getting ready to navigate the slow part of the course again. Maybe the least little bit of a tail wag, but still looking really good for Williams. Tied through the carousel. Going to get a big handful of throttle, headed to Corn Dog Corner.
Williams clean so far on lap 1.5. Getting ready to power down the backstretch. Roger Irvine designed backstretch. He's going to go down to about where you drop the nose in a asphalt car in that turn 3 area. Up the hill. Going to make sure that nose stays down on the exit.
Corey Williams flying through lap 2 here, sends her down into turn 1, navigating that long sweeping slalom for his last pass.
Roger has that nice and shallow going into turn 1. Keep the cars reasonably safe on corner entry there.
Williams finishing up the slalom on the backstretch, turning through the transition, going to make a push down to the carousel one more time. Big handful of throttle as he crosses through the infield, getting ready to climb back up on that back straight through the fastest part of the course. Corey climbs the banking, gets after the throttle. Sounded full throttle as he ducked under that cone, dipping into the box. Gonna let it drift up and make one more pass. Wide open all the way to the finish line. Corey Williams, 3 good laps.
Check it out, JB. Race director Roger Irvine with the checkered flag, oval track style. Just another touch that we put on here at UMI Motorsports Park. I see he also has a white flag, so when they roll through on their next to last lap, he'll give them the white flag.
Man,
Good stuff from Roger.
I can really appreciate that.
You got the layover flag, JB.
So Super Dave taking the course.
Okay, so Ron Scott, 2 seconds.
Charging hard.
2 seconds on Corey Williams.
Dave Schatz. Long sweeping slalom. I know we've got at least one guy in a purple car praying for a downpour as Super Dave goes through the slalom on the back, setting up the slow transition. Looking good for Super Dave as he's charging down into the carousel. I think I see some wiper action on the Super Dave Camaro. Big handful of throttle as he crosses over the infield here, getting ready to make his turn up onto the back stretch through the fastest part on his first lap. Dave climbing the banking. Whole lot of throttle as he gets down to gets ready to dip into the box right here. Going to let her drift a little bit high, make a hard push to the start finish.
Clean past that cone, JB. Let's see what happens when Dave drops the nose here.
So Dave completes a solid first lap right here. Dave working the back slalom, getting ready to navigate that turn in again. Hearing some guys cranking up their engines, maybe blinking their lights a little bit. Don't know, maybe they're getting anxious to get on out of here, trying to hustle Dave along. Dave with a big handful of throttle as he crosses over the infield for his second pass.
Dave Schatz, Super Dave in the Operational Speed Supply Super Late Model Division class champion, going for absolute king of the mountain here in the last round, class 3 of 4. Next will be Vitor Super Late. Roger Irvine has a white flag.
Dave Schatz, big handful of throttle, hustles it off into turn 1. Attacking that slalom like it's dry as ever. Dave working the slalom on the backstretch. Completing that slow transition for his final time.
Yep, next time through he'll get Roger Irvine's checkered flag.
Oh, and a big tail wag for Dave Schatz. Handful of throttle, getting ready to make that hard left-hander to get up onto the backstretch.
He had a burner on that last run plus a cone, though, but the time was so fast, it's going to be faster than his previous lap, JB.
Dave dipping down into the box, letting her drift high. He's going to duck it down and let her eat one last time, Ramey. And Dave Schatz
Roger Irvine's checkered flag. Pulls her into the infield. 168, 580, 168, 580. We'll listen for confirmation from Cammie and friends on that. Wow, we have a 69, a 68, and a 67. So far, Ron Scott with 167. We'll see if Krebsbach can go fast enough and keep it clean. This is whack, so can he win his third King of the Mountain?
Two-time champ. Krebsbach takes the field, charging down into 1 and 2 here.
In the all-wheel drive, in the wet. You can't write a better script, JB.
Oh, no doubt. See some more flashing lights out of some guys cranking their cars. I heard some folks down on the pit lane praying for rain really hard just a minute ago. They're wanting a downpour.
Man, you
don't think it's going to happen.
And then the thunder rolls.
Don't think it's going to happen. Looks like the champ may have another one as he pushes hard down here, making that hard left-hand turn to get on the backstretch.
I'll tell you what, you can't argue with the Krebsbach talent. He's a time attack specialist and simply gets her done. I don't think he even hits cones during the qualifying.
No, this guy's got ice in his veins, Ramey. Gonna let it eat, hear them boost noises as he goes by to complete lap 1. I'm seeing some people dancing down there, but I don't think it's going to do any good.
56,
Krebsbach working on his second lap here. Working the transition. Going to make a rush down here to the carousel. Krebsbach getting ready to get a big handful of throttle to cross over the infield. Still looking good. I do believe we are a little bit inclement compromised here, but Krebsbach seems to be dealing with it nicely as he flying down the backstretch here. All over the boost as he goes by the cones here, dips down low, going to let it drift high, getting ready to get the full throttle pass for complete lap number 2.
White flag from Roger Irvine.
One more lap to go for Krebsbach. All I think that's separating him from the 3-time man. Pushing down the back straight here. I still see people praying for rain.
That was a burner, drama. JB, 53 in the wet.
Drama, Ramey. Pushing in here to the carousel. Going to get a big handful of throttle as he crosses over the infield. Getting ready to get back on the high-speed part of the course here. One more hard left. Looks like he's home free to the fast part. Krebsbach down the backstretch. Going to dip it into the box and let it drift high here. He'll turn down just a little and let her eat one last time.
Vitor Super Late Model Division here at UMI's King of the Mountain. Gets Rogers' checkered flag.
So I don't think the rain worked. Looks like you've got a 3-time winner. I will wait on confirmation here, but it appears initially as we've got a 3-time King of the Mountain champ.
Krebsbach 162. Ron
it
Scott
is confirmed.
Picks her up P2. P2 for Ron Scott. P3 for Super Dave and P4 for Corey Williams. I'll tell you what, that was crazy, and you really can't argue with Krebsbach. He simply gets her done.
Congratulations to Sean Krebsbach. Congratulations to a heck of an effort to Ron Scott. Man, what an awesome job at a new car. All 4 of our finalists here in the shootout, what a great job all weekend. To everybody out on the live stream and everybody that's in the rain trying to pack up and get out of here, thank you folks for joining us through this event. It's been great having you. Thanks for accepting me to be here running my mouth. What an awesome show as we watch the fireworks go for our 3-time champ.
It's to do with the cameras.
We're going to start running down again.
Copy that. Shut anything down?
Yeah, you can shut the camera off and thing on top, you can shut that off too.
Copy that. Thank you.